This is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And thank you once again for coming to another Any Given Sunday. And before I get started on the actual topic itself, which I'm trying to just 1 second, like I had a article pulled up, but a ad got in the way. I hate these ads. They just like they take up half the screen. The fuck out of here. Oh God. But anyway, how's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone has had a great weekend and continue to make it through each one of these crazy weeks safe. Yes, and here to talk about this black Manos-phobia. Because it has to be discussed. Is pure craziness. I don't understand why there is so much resentment and vitriol for a group of men. But we'll get to explaining in just 1 second. Just bear with me one moment. And as you walk in, please hit the that like button. And if it's your first time here on this channel, go ahead and do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button. I mean, uh, no, I'm a little slow to get to the first part before we get on topic. Yeah, I just don't want to pull up a website that is chock full of ads. There won't be some explosive ad that gets in the way of this headline. But let me go and share the screen real quick. Um, okay. All right. Sure. Okay. Yeah, and for those of you who celebrate Easter, happy Easter Sunday. Uh, uh, as long as it smiles on my daughter's face at the end of the day, that's what matters to me. But for those of us that are in good health, even if you don't believe in it, hopefully, if Easter means nothing to you, you just had another good Sunday. If that's the way your life rolls, but unfortunately for Earl Simmons, aka rapper DMX, things are not looking very good for him. What I would is that he holds a pretty good portion of my memory in my young adult life. Um, just with his dark and hell is hot, flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood, and and then there was X. Yeah, I bumped them three hard. I mean, I'm not someone that really can memorize rap lyrics or anything, but I did have certain songs that I rock to, and yeah, he one of his songs actually um, asked a black manosphere question. uh, and I mean, I'm gonna give y'all like 5 seconds to guess. I mean, ain't like I could really hear you. So, since those 5 seconds are up, the song that is in question is "What These Bitches Want from a Nigga." Now, there is a lot of broadcasts that suggest uh, that question is being asked probably every day between all of the content creators within the Black Manosphere. And some of us think that's a legitimate question. Others think it don't think it is, and um, some of us actually have made broadcasts expressly against that sort of broadcast mentality. But we'll discuss that further in the whole black manos phobia thing. But Yeah. I'll tell you this. I hated Jay Z for a pretty good portion of his career until like in my lifetime Volume 2 came out. And the only reason why I bought that CD was because of one song, Money Cash Hoes. Money, cash, hoes, money, cash, hoes. What? Money, cash, hoes, money, cash, hoes. What? Money, cash, hoes, money, cash, hoes. Come on. What? 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 I mean, whoo. I mean, for real. I first heard that song at a house party, drunk and high. It was excellent. It's like I bought that CD just for that song, and actually, it started making me like Jay Z because I didn't like Jay Z at all, and it was really no effective reason for it. Once I think about it, I just it was just Jay Z didn't do it for me. But because of DMX, I gave Jay Z a chance, and yeah, I mean, shoot, I could rock with a lot of Jay Z shit now, and it's all because of Earl Simmons. Now, for real, a coherent DMX that would have been full health, granted, that would have been the situation. He'd probably been smoking a lot of these guys in these versus battles. I mean, it ain't like people just be like, it ain't like a versus battle tournament or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure whoever DMX would have went against, he probably would have destroyed. But as life would have it for X, I mean, wouldn't be the case. Now, for those of us who are watching YouTube, back in the tinfoil hat days. Uh, there were a couple videos like when DMX was in Arizona State Prison. I don't know, I think it was Arizona State Prison. Uh, how he was explaining how things worked, and the I guess the underworld part. Like he was on some Illuminati shit for real, and it seemed like he was one of the guys who should have crossed over like more than anyone into some major success because he was already in movies. I mean, one memorable one would probably be Belly. I mean, DMX. The only part of Belly I liked was the parts with DMX in it. DMX made that film. It wasn't Nas. It definitely wasn't T-Boz. He made Tyrell Hicks better in the film. It wasn't wasn't that Tyra Turner, old boy, Rico. Oh, like that. Yeah, there's gonna be a Rico reference in this broadcast too. By the way, just on DMX it, just on Belly stuff, man. Cause see, I think a lot of us have memories of DMX. I mean, for real. My homeboy that passed away a couple years ago, 36 years old. His name was Jose. Shit, he was a real huge fan of DMX. Bumped all of DMX's shit. I mean, but he loved hip hop like a motherfucker. DMX. I mean, he was the one that actually introduced me to DMX with his "Dark and Hell Is Hot." Like, shoot, he kept when "Get At Me, Dog" came out, he kept rapping the song because Jose was real good with memorizing rap lyrics. Like, he had so many songs in his head. I mean, like, I'm sure he had probably DMX's whole library in his head too. It was an amazing thing. I was like, how can you memorize so many fucking songs? Shit, like shit. He was the one to introduce me. I was like, shit. I was hooked ever since. Where the hood? Where the hood? Where the hood at? Yeah, man. But shoot. They say hopefully he recovers because I mean, like I've heard of people coming back from you know worse from this. Believe it or not, people have come back from all kinds of health crises, but he been on the sauce for a while. So just hang in there. Hopefully tomorrow morning will be a brighter day, and he's still recovering, whether it's slow or whether it's whatever speed it is. But from what I'm understanding, it's not looking good. So Uh, Pray for DMX if you believe in prayer. If you don't, hey, just pound your chest and hope for the best. So that's pretty much all I have to say about this. Just wanted to, you know, just acknowledge this, since, like I said, he was a greater part of my young adulthood. I really hated to see him go down the path that he did, and especially with his relationship troubles put on Front Street, and especially his drug addiction. Like, it's just ugh. But I'll leave the whole DMX conversation with this. Um, I remember this one video, and it was on YouTube. It was on YouTube. It was back in like late 2000, maybe 2010 or something like that. Uh, yeah, it had been like 2010ish, 2012. DMX was being arrested, like right in the airport. He was being arrested. The reporters were there when the cops were arresting him. And yeah, this was like before, he like drug addiction really started taking him down. Because I mean, it wasn't the industry that did it to him. He said some, like, I think when he was a teenager, or I think when he was a teenager, when he first got into the rap game, it was he said a grown man tricked him into smoking crack. And it was just like just battling from then. And you can tell in some parts of his career he had a good grip on it, keep himself enough together to do an album, and to do a movie. But it was really, I guess it was really tough for him to stay off the wagon. But I wonder this, like, if you like are really a true DMX fan, and I'm not saying I'm the biggest. What do y'all know about that movie Never Die Alone? Like, he played this character named King David. I mean, just on the street, he went to a bar, came out, and then all of a sudden he got gunned down by Michael Ealy. No, he wasn't gunned down. He was stabbed. He was stabbed, and as he was dying, that he was like, his life was flashing before his eyes. David Arquette, for some reason, was in the movie too. But yeah, as the movie progressed, you found out what a piece of shit his character really was. Like, he was hooking holes on meth and everything. I mean, you could say they were females, but they were females that were already like on that bullshit. But that's no reason to really fuck somebody up. But that it was, is to me, it was one of DMX's better films. The other ones were more mainstreamy, corporate. I mean, that film was really dark. So I just wanted to see if anyone remembered that film in particular. Uh, but yeah, prayers and recovery for DMX, and I'll just leave it with that. All right, so let's get on the topic: Black Manos-phobia and how dumb the haters sound. Now, you're not a hater. Let's go ahead and do the proverbial disclaimer. You're not a hater if you are using constructive criticism and justifiable arguments. So, say for instance, if you say that a lot of the conversations are like, okay, you're ripping the style of a certain popular YouTuber, or you're talking about the same topic repeatedly, 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 or you're bringing your resentment and your hurt and your anger to this place. Which, if you are a black man or a young black man or any kind of black man, and you have some hurt, anger, and resentment in your life, I would say a good place to bring it to and discuss it is the Black Manosphere. But see, here's the thing. What I like to understand is, if you are doing that, if you are angry about certain things, what are you doing to help you get to a better place? And the Black Manosphere, if you look in the right spots, can help you with that too. One day you might even, for some reason, stumble upon being a honorary habitual line stepper. You know what I'm saying? But in order for that to happen, you have to already have certain things figured out. So, I mean, or just generally a good citizen. Say a good citizen of the United States of America, or a good citizen of the your whatever your perception of what we are as a people, as black people, as melanated people. But yeah, I'm just like, okay. It seems for some people that the I don't know, the quote unquote black manosphere is at the center of all their animosity, and it's like it's like it's not slowing down. So once I explain this black manosphobia, I'm going to open the panel, and I'm going to give everybody who steps up here an option. Either you can talk about the topic, or you can talk about something that is related to the topic that might be on some, psychological stuff. I mean, it doesn't have to be professionally certified, but it doesn't have to be nigga opinion either. But yeah, I'm sure that this whole anti-black manosphere thing, that is a really beaten topic, and I'm beginning to wonder, is like, with this kind of derangement syndrome, that when will it end, and when will you show yourself as a brilliant content creator besides all of the anti-manosphere stuff? Because I'm not saying that they are wrong about all of their criticisms, because I see some pretty crazy stuff myself, like the catch a flight niggas or whatever. That's not cool. Okay, go get you some of that loud, and roll up and shut the fuck up. Stop trying to catch a plane or whatever. Is that's not cool. Don't do that bullshit. uh it's plenty of life to live out there. Yeah, also, just I would say we can have conversations with anybody, black manosphere or not black manosphere. I don't think that it's. I mean, some people do believe that it's an exclusive club. That it'd be very, very cautious of letting outsiders in, and I do understand that as well. I do understand that as well, because sometimes outsiders come in to try to destroy you. And my suggestion to the guys who are on the inside is to not be paranoid, and you find, like, always implement ways to defend from that. You know, we're I would say, for the most part, that some of us are pretty good judges of character. I would say so. But others of us are kind of spastic and paranoid, and yeah, I've said this before. I understand that there are a bunch of people that were in the other manospheres, or whatever, manosphere incarnation, the point oh thing, and they built their following off of manosphere content or manosphere panels, and then they kind of stabbed the motherfucker in the back. I've heard a couple of motherfuckers have done that, and then they took that crowd, and then they started spewing like anti-black man, anti-black manosphere crap. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. You got to pull away from that. If they pull that crowd away, or somehow use the crowd that they were in front of to get in the algorithm, then there are people that are choosing to watch it. So, I mean, that's to alleviate any other paranoia you might be having, if you thinking that some people are coming over here, just to pull people away from the content creator that they're watching, just to go to their space. And I mean, it's okay for content creators that believe think that way, and there are actually content creators that don't tolerate you mentioning other channels. And I don't really want to push for other channels to be promoted on this channel. But for tonight, in the chat, which has been a pretty good chat to me, I may get a couple of yahoos every now and again. Here's what I want you to do. If you want to mention any Black Manosphere content creators, any content creators with this Black Manos-phobia, I could turn my head to some of it, as long as you don't get too dirty with that shit. I mean, what I want to do with the chat from now on, and I want the moderators, and I do trust you guys. You know, is what I want you to understand is that we don't want to set too many rules with people who visit the channel. Okay, like I'll give you an example of Marco Leonard's and how he was being timed out. We want to stay away from stuff like that because you guys are going to have to learn the difference between someone just trying to troll and someone that is being blatantly malicious. You know, even if they want to come in here and speak a little low about black men, it's like, don't be blocking motherfuckers from the channel. I mean, unless there's at least, if 10 people say, hey, you know what, this motherfucker's bad news, he doxes or she doxes, they flag channels or whatever like that, then you can make that decision then. But if I don't know anything about it, and if I see it in my settings that there are new people that are blocked, I'm gonna unblock them. So we want to make sure that just like not just for tonight, but let's just carry the ethic of like not doing too much policing in the chat. If this just if people want to mention other content creators that maybe you would like to see what it would look like if they would do other content, you just go ahead and, because I mean it's like those people want a spotlight so bad, so give them a spotlight. So let's see. So I came up with a definition, since this is not like a real term, like you won't find it in any kind of science journals or anything like that. But this is social media, so you can pretty much create what the fuck you want to create. I mean, that's the point of being a content creator, Uh, anyway, here's my little short definition of Black Manos-phobia. Is fear, resentment, and just utter goddamn hatred for the Black Manosphere. And several things that could lead to such or trigger such. And, I came up with five. I came up with five. Maybe not in this order as I'm about to explain it, but definitely I feel like it has some feelings. Okay, Sheed, we here. That's for you. Yeah, definitely not in that order, but these are from things I've observed when it comes to these particular guys. So if you want to amend to the definition or whatever, you go right ahead. But you got to admit, if I see the same content creators, or if I just put and I want you to try this, type the word Black Manosphere in your search engine on YouTube. Type the words. You will see so much anti-Black Manosphere shit. I mean, like I said, the criticisms are cool. It's just that when you start calling the guys bitch boys, incels, pedo sympathizers, then it's just like, okay, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? You might trigger a crazy motherfucker that's actually inside the Black Manosphere. So all right. So let me here's the thing that I came up with from what I observed. And I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. It took me about 5 minutes to come up with this list. So like average of a minute for each thing that I'm about to address here. All right. So what could trigger Black Manosphobia? All right. Sudden increases in popularity for others. Meaning that you are kind of upset that you feel like you're missing the mark because other people are having large viewerships with tons of cash apps coming their way. It's like, okay, and I said this in the interview I did. I'm gonna plug it again. Soul Provider Speaks. Check his channel out. Subscribe. And I did an interview with him this past Thursday, and that interview is in the community tab. I say, here's what I say: if you're upset with, and this sentiment was for women in the space. If you're, and this pretty much goes for any of these content creators, however you feel about them, just simply do better. I mean, you can sit up there and talk about a guy that has 30,000 live viewers all you want. But really, does he really have time to pay attention to you? You think about that. As much as you scream on Facebook and YouTube, do you really think this guy with his 30K live viewership has any time to think about you? Now, I'm not sitting up here trying to be the man's cheerleader or whatever, but I'm just trying to get you to think. Instead of focusing on that, why don't you just focus on making your content better? You know, such as the habitual line steppers. Not bragging. Yeah, it's good things to come. So we got some things on our entertainment channel that is coming up this week as well on the Black Dimension, and that is also in my community tab. So go look for go like it's Black with two K's. It's BLAKK Dimension. So you know it. There we understand that there is other content to do besides hating on this one guy. you know, like we got this MCU Infinity 23 series that we're doing. The last one we did was Thor. The next one will be the Avengers. It's just fun shit to do. You can find other fun things to do. So instead of focusing on the popularity of someone else being mad resentful because of someone else and trying to throw vitriol and steam and trying to say all this bullshit that you can't prove about this space over here, just focus on making your content better. But at the same time, I do understand that this is a mental condition from the way it appears. So those are harder to get rid of instead of just saying, hey, instead of just doing the simple thing and shutting the fuck up. So yeah, anyway, all right. So here's the next thing: fatherlessness in the home, life through the eyes of your mama. See here, like that's kind of more a serious thing right there. Fatherlessness. That's a long ass word. Let me put this on your brain. Imagine sitting in a chair tied up, and some guy got a gun to your face and said, "You got 10 seconds to spell fatherlessness," and he's shaking. And then and then they scare you about, oh yeah, he got a trigger finger, so you better hurry up and spell it. It's like, could you do it? Could you do it? Or are you dead? But anyway, fatherlessness in the home. See, the Black Manosphere is full of these kinds of people. They're black and they're men because you know, due to all of the fucking shit that y'all say to everybody, you know, we're considered black men anyway. So you know, so the Black Manosphere is this. We share, like, it's just like the title of this YouTube channel is a commonality. There's a bunch of black men being brutally honest. So, due to your fatherlessness or parent fatherlessness, and not all, because there have been males that's been able to persevere past not having a father. You can't paint everyone with a brush, but for a lot of you, it's that way. You see the Black Manosphere. I mean, getting under your skin. You see it as I don't know, a black father trying to establish some kind of authority. That's why it's always the beratement, the belittlement, the trying to take them out by using WS methods because it was just something that, that type of leadership was never, you were never exposed to that growing up. So you don't know what that shit looks like. So when you finally see it, because a lot of you motherfuckers, believe it or not, psychologically, you were coming to the black manosphere to look for a daddy. And I could give you a couple of examples, but if I were like, I would say 25 or 26, I would just let loose. I'm an older gentleman, so. But anytime and this is like one of those beaten path things. Anytime a black man tries to step up and tell you how it is, depending on what his situation is, you motherfuckers just don't like it. You'll do what they say, move the goalposts. It's like if all of the personal attacks don't work, like let's say for instance, you broke, but he made six figures a year, so he's not broke. You're an incel, but he's married or something like that, or he's in a relationship, and he has a loyal woman, or uh, you must be gay or some shit like that. And but he's a blatant heterosexual. You know, you'll have all those goalpost moves. You have all that negotiation. You'll have all that trying to narrow it down until you come down to those two words right there: black man. And when you do that, you will reveal one of your biggest secrets, that you're just a W supremacist. Okay, speaking of broke, job shaming. And this is kind of connected to doxing, because one of the attempts or the attempts that you have on any of these guys is finding out where they work at. That's what that guy. If only I was born by different parents, I'd be Air Jordan. But I mean Air Jordan, but I'm Air something else. And I about damn said it anyway. Tried to call what's his name out on how much money he made, and he couldn't be a high value man because that was 15, 16 years ago or some shit like that. Y'all are use somebody's job, and I mean I mean also, you if you knew where the person worked at, you would probably call their job. Look, here's the link to this YouTube channel where he was cussing this person out, and I believe he hurt his feelings. You'll try to use that to destroy the man. But see, that's gonna come to like one the next thing that I'm gonna say. The cuz I'm mad doxing. See, people dox because they're upset. And I said I made a little strong comment about doxing in my little short broadcast last night. I'm just saying, don't be a bitch. Don't You ain't got to put a person's personal information out there, because like here's the thing: you will never ever be able to protect anyone from words. What are you gonna do? Cover their ears? I mean, you do that with your child. If the child, granted, the child is too young. But see, here's what stupid people don't who dox and who try to destroy people's lives based on a conversation don't realize. You can fight words with words. You can combat words by using words of your own. If your words aren't as good as the other person's words, then hey, you know what? Go on a sabbatical. Go to fucking Shangri-La. Go to Tibet. Climb a mountain. Find your technique. But like putting out information like, oh, this is where a kid go to school. Like, as much as everybody hated TS, the black guy that was on YouTube and was very controversial. As much as everybody hated that man, why bring his kid into it? That's like low. Why bring anyone's child into it? I found an interesting screenshot today. I'm not going to show it here, but if that content creator ever pulls that card, I will show it. And yes, that fucker is very anti black manosphere. He suffers from a great deal of black manos-phobia. See, why go after anyone's kid? Because you mad about a conversation. These fuck bags, they try to justify it because they say that, oh, they try to use this little virtue signaling. Um, oh, they're attacking black women. They're bashing black women. They're attacking black people. They're cooning. They're making black people look bad. Oh my God. Just because you're exposing some truths as a black man, you take a really huge risk exposing truth to at any level to anyone. Period. It's a difficult task. Some of y'all don't want to do it. So the fuck what? Let other people do it. But is there any reason to put anybody's life or information out there? It doesn't matter. It's the message. If that person right is right. It doesn't matter if you hear it from a fucking millionaire or a fucking homeless person. Although homeless person, is there's homeless people that you can take seriously. Everybody, all of them ain't like Damon Wayans on In Living Color or Dave Chappelle playing Tyrone Biggums. A lot of homeless people are vets that fought for this country that was thrown away when they got back. And then, I understand. I pass up some homeless people trying to ask me for money. But, sometimes I have to understand and realize that all of them ain't there because they were sorry people. Some of them were there because, of other stuff. But let's get back to it. Right is right. The truth is the truth. Why are our children suffering? Okay. Why is marriage on the decline in the black community? Even though I would basically say the alternative to getting married ain't always a negative outcome. But for the sake of kids, the child needs balance in their lives. It could be common law marriage. It could be living together. It could be that the father and the mother, despite the fact they're married, have a pretty good relationship and are able to offer balance in their child's life, but not according to the prison population. So anyway, yeah. Why sit like that? That's the excuse that a lot of these people use because it's bashing black women. Could have five. And I've said this before too. Could have 5-6 hour broadcasts shitting on black men. Go jump from panel to panel talking about, these old niggas ain't teaching me nothing. Man, why are y'all coming here for school? I mean, there's a lot of people that teach you the game or put you on game. It's not game as in the perception of, hey man, you gotta have all the game and stuff. We talking about the game of life. Yeah, at least over here, at least in the habitual line steppers camp. So yeah, the teaching in that kind of way. But if you're taking notes, then I have to be humble and say, "Hey, man, why you?" I wouldn't think that anyone would take notes on any of my broadcasts. I mean, but so a lot of you. Okay, let me take this off the screen. I don't want to continue to put this up here, but I'll get to this point in a second. It's simping. Yep, I know we love to mess with simps. Yeah, we love to call people simps. Some of us call people simps out of context. Just because they disagree with you don't mean they a simp. Just like you try to tell these BWs, just because we disagree with you or any of your philosophies or that kind of that jaded logic, that doesn't mean we hate you. That doesn't mean all we want to do is bash you. And like I said, a lot of these guys, they have these anti-black manosphere like okay. Uh there's this guy. All right, I guess that he was caught up in some stuff with a 12-year-old girl back in the earlier in his life. Um, you know, and he's kind of known in this space. I think some of you do know who I'm talking about. Um, for some reason, there's resentment against the space because we haven't gone on a full-on attack of this guy. What I say to that person is, number one, I ain't never seen this guy over here, on this channel. I don't know if he's passed through Roger Report's chat or Donnie's chat, or if he was ever on the breakdown. I don't know, but I mean, for anyone and not just that person, if you are guilty of such an egregious crime, then there's not much for I can speak for Kev on this, that we can talk about. It's not much for us to talk about. But from the way it sounded through the anti-black manosphere, black manosphere derangement syndrome, black manos-phobia content creator, this guy has explained himself. But according to this guy, he just didn't accept it, and he's just angry that we didn't attack this guy. My response to that shit is, I don't fucking know this guy. Shit. It's like, how am I supposed to know what his life is? See, that bullshit doxing. They put addresses, birthdays, and all this shit. This motherfucker gonna throw a birthday. He had birthday at Chuck E. Cheese back in 2016. Like, y'all go way beyond what's necessary. I would say that was a lack of creativity. I mean, whether you agree with anything that I just said, all I've said was, and all I've encapsulated is what a content creator does. They give you a narrative, especially in this space. I just happen to think that this shit should be called something. It's ridiculous. I mean, it is. It is ridiculous. I mean, everyone has a right to their opinion, but hey, there's a such thing as a ridiculous opinion. Not that I'm personally offended. Like, every time I see an anti-black manosphere broadcast, I'll be just sitting in a chair, fuming and shit, saying to myself, "This is the worst thing I ever heard." Shit, you know. But I'm just like, God damn, is it really that serious? Is it really that bad? Are you fucking nuts? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So anyway, when I open up this panel, anyone, and I mean anyone, can come up. We're gonna have that broadcast tonight. And please, if you want to discuss it in a kind of open panel kind of way, let's do it that way. But don't stray far from the topic. And I know somebody's gonna try it tonight. What's going on, Hybrid Impact 83? What's going on? All right. Now, if you're watching and you haven't, go ahead and hit that like button. Yes, YouTube and the algorithm love likes. YouTube and the algorithm also love dislikes, whether you like it or not. So go ahead and hit that dislike button if you want to. Shit. I appreciate both. And like I said at the beginning of this broadcast, if this is your first time coming to this channel and you haven't, go ahead and make the greatest decision that you've made in the past 10 minutes and hit that subscribe button. So, this is a part of the program where I start to give shout outs. And I have 55 comments that I have not looked at or read yet. So, don't be offended. All right, Maddie Ghost, what's going on? Thank you. Why are these hating ass dating coaches on Passport Bros on Johnson so much? They need to get off the D-I, then C, the K. Oh God! Oh yes, dating coaches. I mean, but you know what, Maddie Ghost is really bigger than like the Passport Bros be catching heat from a lot of folks, like not just the dating coaches, but like the little the midget Luciferians, the you know them motherfuckers too. It's like here's my opinion about the Passport Bros and if they want to do sex tourism or whatever the case may be, go ahead. Like it's not if it even not even sex tourism, it could be something like you know you travel, you see the world, you're sipping on a pina colada on the beach somewhere, and then some old big booty bitch in a grass skirt come walking down the beach, check you out. Hey, buddy, how you doing? And then it just goes from there. I'm not saying that that's all guys with passports do. I don't really care actually. If you got the money and you want to live your life like that, live your life. Shit. Like and it's just like with the anti-black manosphere bullshit. Somebody needs something to talk about. Because I guess drama keeps the views going. Yeah. But by all means, man, appreciate it. Appreciate the super chat. All right. See, so let me scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. So, all right. So, Shaka Nulu, what's going on? All right, Raymond Robinson, just being jazzy, prime time VA. Yeah, what up, guy? Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, like, when you saw me getting timed out in that chat, I don't know if I mentioned it before. You kind of said something in my defense, so I really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying. Nick Org, Nick Org. Okay, saying black men irresolution as it relates to advocating for their own interests, protecting their own interests, and promoting their own will make it very easy to defeat them. Period. All right, guys, keep that in mind. Uh, keep that in mind. All right. Oh, he also okay. I feel bad for DMX as a black man. This being said, rap music has done an incalculably high amount of damage to black people as a group and black men in particular. Hip hop is WS interest, IMHO. Hey, look. I'm going to disagree with that to an extent. The current state of rap music today isn't even really rap music. Back then, what you have to do is you have to filter through all of the negative press. Like, okay, say for instance, the group NWA. The group NWA, all they basically were doing was they were speaking on their experience. They were speaking on their experiences. They exposed it. So they were talking about an already existing problem. So they just exposed it for the world to see. See, people don't see it that way. A lot of these people telling a lot of these rap songs that used to come out back in the day were cautionary tales, just like Tupac. Tupac talking about Brenda's got a baby. The reason why people like Tupac would even rap about shit like that is because he didn't want anyone else to turn out that way. Like, that's a really shitty way to live. But unfortunately, that is some of our reality. Like, a lot of that rap music was a reflection of reality. Now, this shit they're coming out with today, you know, niggas talking about, yeah, fuck it, the hoes. I'm running these drugs. I'm gonna kill the people. Yeah, don't fuck with me. I'm gonna fuck your bitch. I'm gonna fuck your bitch. If that's, I mean, if that's all they're saying, and most of that shit is what they're saying, then I can understand that sentiment. And if kids are actually taking that shit seriously, that's not a side effect of rap music. That's a huge side effect of black parenting. So, all right. Shout out to D. Scott, Pet Way Boy. Yeah, I guess you was agreeing if I guess you was agreeing with when I said yeah, you were saying yeah, DMX would have been a major success. I guess that was the part where I said that DMX was it granted if DMX ever was in top shape, he was healthy, um that he would have been a major player in the game. But I think, and I'm not getting like I don't like DMX life was messed up, and I don't think is completely his fault. And there was a lot of things that happened that led to where he is now. And it's a path that a lot of people take that has led to their own destruction. But whether you agree with what I say or not, whatever. Uh, but okay, Shaka Nulu. I never had I never had a DMX album. He also said I never had a Jay Z album. Okay, well, I've never traded Pokemon cards. I mean, so we all have nevers in our life, so that's perfectly okay. Yeah, that's something that you definitely will not die from. Let's see, just being jazzy. Stoic One, what's going on? Toya, how you doing, girl? Oh, I'm sorry, woman. How you doing, woman? uh, all right. Oh, okay. Hybrid Impact 83. A womanist reported MTR to Human Resource. She said his content was harmful, misogynistic, and hateful. She sent a bunch of his videos to his superiors in corporate. Fortunately, they concluded that his material wasn't harmful. Plus, his workplace is very conservative. Of course, the coward womanist remained anonymous. Whew, that's why I got a job. That's why I got a job working at home with a high level security. Now, I'm not saying that. No. It's when I say high level security, that doesn't mean that I'm getting paid like all the big bucks out the wazoo. I'm just saying that you will have to go through a lot to see what I actually do for a living, and then it might be to your detriment because for one thing, it's like they don't play that shit, and another thing is I don't play that shit, and I don't play that shit in more ways than a few. So do what you want to with that. But that's just the kind of shit that we're talking about. When you put truth out there, you are putting yourself at risk. Like I said, I told the truth about everything I felt in that Facebook group and on this YouTube channel. Seriously, there's always truth to what I'm saying about it, at least about how I perceive things. You know, I don't expect everyone to 100% agree with me, and I'm not 100% perfect. But I'm right a whole goddamn lot. It's and it's a shame I have to hear something like that about such a stellar content creator as MTR. I also heard MTR say in a video he said he doesn't know if he's manosphere or not, or you can call his content manosphere. Mm, he wasn't denying it. He wasn't disavowing it. A lot of people would take that as a disavow. But I don't think he was disavowing at all. I think he knows that he's manosphere, and I think he knows that he's on the same kind of content that everyone else is. But he does. But he has a larger platform, and he's very articulate, which is much needed in this space right here. So myself as a viewer, and I always say that the gatekeeping of the manosphere is by the people who are watching, and maybe a couple of the historians. Not really gatekeeping for the historian like the content creators that have been here for years upon years, but is really the audience. It's really the chats. It's really the people who watch that decide who is Black Manosphere. Like if you disavow Black Manosphere, I'm the kind of guy that I'm the kind of guy that, if you disavow it, I would never want you to stay in a place where you didn't want to be. I'll allow anyone to leave. It's not. I'm not the authority, but yeah, I mean, just saying that if it were, you know, if it were up to me, if someone says, "I ain't part of no fucking black manosphere, fuck the black manosphere," blah 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 blah. I hate that. Fuck them guys. I am not a part of that. If they express that sentiment, then hey, why should you try to force a person like that to stay? I say let them go. But outside of that, it's you guys decide. You watching me, the people who watch the other channels, you're the ones that really decide this. And for any content creator that says different, then at least I believe they're wrong, unless they got some kind of Bible or bylaws or something that guys like me haven't seen. So I would stand corrected if such were the case, unless, of course, it was some bullshit. Hmm. But anyway, yeah, it's black Manos-phobia and how dumb the haters sound. There's a whole channel dedicated to taking down the black manosphere. A whole channel. I was like, wow. Well, we should be flattered. You know what I mean? Like, just it's collective trolling. That's all it is. It's really honestly nothing to worry about. Actually, I just wanted to do this broadcast and put a label on it because there is that part of this content creation which is becoming very, very, very malicious. And this is why I would say I will put a dummy condition like black Manos-phobia on people like that, like the guys named after Looney Tune characters, or a certain content creator that says black men have no penis control, but the name of his movement is directly another pun on the word penis. See, this is how stupid a motherfucker can be. It's like, damn, if you really sit there and think about it, why the fuck are you talking about penis control? Using Malcolm X to talk about penis control, and the name of your so-called movement is a pun on the word penis. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Stop using Malcolm X. That man had a higher understanding before black men gunned him down. Plus, how many guys got to say this? The women were different during that time period. Jesus, the logic of these people. Oh man, she'd we here. Why Skinner Man Cave, Chaos Reign, Village Arsonist. Hey, Village Arsonist put out a challenge. I'm just going to say this on my broadcast. I guess to the people and the panel that were on a Mr. Fantastic H24's live broadcast about George Floyd and the Derek Chauvin trial. I think that y'all should meet his challenge. We're the black manosphere, the almighty black manosphere. I think that you should answer the man's challenge respectfully. Although he wasn't very respectful in the challenge, but I kind of feel the way he feels. Stop letting these old pussy ass cops off the hook. Like, get the fuck out of here with the coon shit. I'm in total agreement with that sentiment right there. Like, what y'all cut these cops a break for? The fuck are you doing? So, okay. Whoa. All right, Y Skinner Man Cave. Shout out to Kev, BMBBH. Word. Yeah, that's one. Yeah, he's fast becoming a friend of the habitual line steppers. Yeah, Matty Ghost. Oh, thank you once again, my brother. Sorry, my friend owns a farm. Fortaleza, Fort, Forta, Fortaleza. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to feel like I'm supposed to say that in an exotic way. Fortaleza, Brazil. Something like that. Soon, I will get some property over there and become an expat. As soon as COVID-19 subsides, I'll be over there looking for some properties. My cryptos, um, uh, okay, combination of letters, another combination of letters have done me well. Combination of letters, my stocks for tomorrow. Okay, and good luck with that, man. Continued success. And I appreciate the super chats. All right. Yes. And like I said, like you, these chats, the audience, y'all make all this stuff worthwhile. Y'all, this it's fun. This is some fun stuff to do. Okay, so Black Manos-phobia. Do you agree with my assessment? Do you disagree with my assessment? If you do disagree, okay, is all good because it's some shit that I made up anyway. But there has to be some legitimacy to it since everybody is so hell bent on taking the Black Manosphere down. So let's hear from you. All right. All right. All righty. So, yeah. Matty goes, cool shit, brother. Why Skinner Man Cave, cool shit. Yeah. Yeah, I remember I tried to make up a term like, I don't know, maybe a couple days ago. No, not a couple. No, not a couple days ago. That's BS. Uh, like, this was months ago. This was months ago. I tried to call it like everybody who did this, and I didn't really too much liken it to the Black Manosphere, but it was two black men in general instead of a gynocracy, which I didn't believe by definition a gynocracy really exists because that would require a great amount of organization. And there's if it, okay, if you want to apply it to organized chaos, then fine, it's a gynocracy. But I tried to call it winocracy, and it's like that was one that was quickly forgotten about. And then I even thought about it, like, okay, whatever. That's for that one video. And as long as I got a couple chuckles, I was okay with that shit. But at the same time, I don't know, man. It's just that what it, I if okay, let me put it to you like this: if there is a content creator that is a pedophile, then why don't they drop? Why don't they start dropping links of all the broadcasts that we're supporting this guy? We're supporting these so-called pedos. But bad hombre. Okay. All right, guy. George Floyd was a junkie who was dating a snow bunny. Okay. Here's what I got to say to bad hombre, and you're probably about to say something else a little snide. Um, if he was doing a mountain of fucking crack cocaine, okay, I say, okay, let me start it over. If he was doing a mountain of crack cocaine and he chased it down with heroin and 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 then and then topped it off with some marijuana, which would be weird because one of these things is not like the other two, and had Martha Stewart butt naked, ready to give him the shining of his life. There's still absolutely no fucking reason for Derek Chauvin's coward ass to put his knee on George Floyd's neck. No fucking reason at all. Like I said, I don't care if he went into church and emptied out a bag of dicks, plastic ones, not severed ones. It's I don't care. There is still no fucking reason for Derek Chauvin to hold his knee with his full fucking body weight onto George Floyd. And for all of those people that said that he was dying from a drug overdose, fuck you. You're scared of you're scared of WS, and that's all there is to it. All that little coward ass shit that they say that black people got indoctrinated with against WS. You're all encompassing of that. You care more about George Floyd. Thank your own family. Yeah, whatever, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna take that as trolling because you can't be serious. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Shit, unsub if you don't like it. Like, seriously. Anyway, let's get back on the topic. Let's get back on the topic, and I mean, you can say all that other little bullshit all you want, but anyway, um, yeah, black manos-phobia. Do you have black manos-phobia? If you're a hate watcher, a lot of you guys be hate watching. A lot of you guys hate watch. You know why? You know why you hate watch? Because what you're actually doing is you're actually taking notes on how to become better. How to become better. I mean, shit. I mean, here's the thing. It's like what I like about a lot of the guys' content is this, or the content creator themselves is just like MTR. There have been a lot of attempts on a lot of these content creators around here. I mean, as far as attempts, I'm not saying attempts on life. What I'm saying is attempts on their channels. These attempts to silence them by going to YouTube Zaddy and flagging them. Oh, this hurts me. Oh, this offends me. Like it's gonna slow those guys down. I have respect for anybody that builds a channel, then it gets taken down because I understand for me how difficult it was for me at first to build my channel. I understand, and I do have all the respect in the world for someone who's able to come back from having a whole channel taken down. And speaking of whole channels being taken down, I believe Donovan Sharp. I was looking for his channel. I heard his channel got taken down, and I was looking for his channel, and it does appear that his channel has been deleted. And I would anticipate that it was probably flagged and taken down instead of Donovan Sharp himself taking the channel down. And whether you agree with his message or not, it's gotta suck that you put all that time into building something and then it taken down. Whether you feel a certain way about him because he left the Black Manosphere to join the other side. Um, if you feel a certain way about him, if you don't feel sorry for him or whatever, still he a black man, and still that shit sucks for real. Like his channel was large. I mean, way larger than mine. And I mean, like YouTube channels take some time to build. No matter, I mean, unless you're somebody that is popular like TS, who's had so many channels taken down. All this guy has to do, all Donovan Sharp has to do is just create another channel. I believe he'll be able to pick himself up very easily. I mean, he had the following. I'm sure that following will return. He was consistent. He constantly created content. So I have no doubts that he will be back. He's probably taking a hiatus or some kind of sabbatical or something. But that, like I said, that's gotta suck. That's gotta suck. Shout out to BGS, Ibmore, Winston Tokuhisa. What's going on? And I mean, like, I don't know, maybe that's just the kind of person I am. I mean, he had to go. I mean, he had to go where the money was, I guess, well, or where he felt the money was. And I mean, who can blame him for that? I mean, shit. If there was an opportunity for you, because it was expressed, and I do remember this by one of these content creators, a much bigger content creator that was actually wished him luck leaving the Black Manosphere to go to the what he referred to as the Big Manosphere, and then ends up roasting the guy on the broadcast one time because of things that were said. Which to me, that's part Highlander. That's part Highlander complex shit. But I do understand that there are certain things about Donovan Sharp that other people have seen that I haven't. In other words, I'm saying there's two sides to every story. If one person comes to me and say, "Hey, damn this fuck nigga, blah blah blah," and I have an indifference to him and the other guy, I'm gonna take what the guy that's saying, "Damn him, blah blah blah," with a grain of salt until I talk to the other guy, because that's how bullshit gets started. You have this you accept certain opinions about certain people that you don't even fucking know on the word of others. So, like I said, Donovan Sharp probably create another channel. I'm not sitting up here boo-hooing for the guy. Oh God, he lost his channel. But with anything that you took time building, it's gonna suck to lose it. So that's just, whether you feel like I'm being political or not. Like, I don't know Donovan Sharp. Donovan Sharp hasn't done anything for me. But is at the same time, that's some whole shit flagging motherfucker stuff. Defeat them the old fashioned way. Matty goes, his channel is back. Okay, cool. Probably had a review done, and YouTube realized how much ad revenue that was. JB Mega Montana. I'm pretty sure he has backup channels. What's going on? Yeah, apparently he was married to an older white woman. He claims he's not. The 21 convention guy went in on him 2 weeks ago. I think it's 21 Studios. Yeah, I watched part of that. And, you know, I would have laughed, but that's coming from their side. It's like even if you're not a racist, or you're not race loyal, or you have nothing tying you to being black. I mean, or you feel like you have nothing tying to you being black. It's got to make sense to you deep down in some way, shape, or form if you see a white dude roasting a black dude. Now, seeing that some of us were raised and indoctrinated in WS, we probably take that white dude side anyway. It's like shit. It's almost like, what the fuck did I just say that previous thing for? Let me just think about this for a second. No, a lot of y'all took that white dude side. He got what he deserved. Anyway, all right, got 40 watching. Let me look at this ratio here. All right, if you haven't, please hit that like button. If you want to hit that thumbs down, that's pretty amusing as well. Let's see how many likes I got here. All right, 34. 34 likes, 42 watching. So I know one of those likes doesn't belong to somebody that's watching. Go ahead and hit that like. Oh, and no dislikes. Oh, okay, I'm slipping. Fuck. Let me see. Let me think of something real quick. Single motherhood, goddamn it, and your hair weave too tight. Okay, did that work? Ugh, okay, whatever. Anyway, the topic is black manos-phobia and how dumb the haters sound. I don't know when you start bringing in like sexually uh, deviant words in or narratives of sexual deviance. To me, that's just a sign of this pure desperation. It really is. It's like, to me, that's just like, I have found no way to take this man down. I have run out of options because the way I was raised, like sexual deviancy of any kind was like the one of the top things you can do, like top worst things you can do next to murder, next to just killing a motherfucker. Because it was like, to me, the big three was murder, rape, and robbing. Because all of them are violations. All of them are violations in your life. I mean, think about it. If you're if you're if you're robbed, at least the other two didn't happen. At least the other two didn't happen. But all three are pretty bad. And the rape part, that's sexual deviancy. If you're even accused of something like that, and people who are detractors know this shit, if you're even accused of that, then there are going to be a number of people that believe that shit without question. And people know that shit. Black people know that shit. Yet and still, this is what they want to do. Pedo. I'm not saying like look, if someone's guilty, if you find hardcore solid information, fine. Did I say hardcore? But if it's a nothing burger, then shut the fuck up. Just try something else. Do better. There's no need for slander. I just don't think that slander of any kind is cool. I think it's a low down dark thing to do. I think there's some things missing in your life if you got to do it. For starters, I'm going to use a shaming tactic that the other side uses: pussy. You can really tell if pussy runs a guy's life by the way they carry on about with that shit. Hey, look at me. I'm standing up for you. Fuck these niggas. It's like I don't like. I mean, I guess I don't know. I'm married, so I don't need that validation. It's like I don't need to sit here and I don't need to sit here and cape for females that I can't see, smell, or touch. Especially as a married man, why would I need to stand up for you if you're being a bitter bitch just because you're a woman? I already got a woman that I stand up for. I already have a kid that is a girl that I stand up for. I have a mother that I stand up for. I have female relatives that I stand up for. And when I stand up for them, they know they feel secure and okay. So my suggestion to all these women that don't feel protected: number one, stop disrespecting black men at every turn, and get on and get on some feminine shit. Because I can tell you, a woman that feels secure is somewhat of a happy woman. You know what I'm saying? Here's the deal. If I sat up there and I bitched about how everything was everyone else's fault, then people will start to pick up on that shit. No matter if you're right or not, if everything is always everyone else's fault, and you're not willing to take a sort of accountability, then you're full of it. Sorry, that's called acceptance as an adult. Some of y'all can't accept shit. Shoot, black manos-phobia. My suggestion to you guys is go get a diagnosis. Well, I tell you the truth. I feel like I'm one of the only people in history to ever fire a person from the job and not have the authority to do it. And it actually flew. That shit was hilarious. I mean, I wish I could just like, I don't know. It's just this guy was making me mad, and I was just like, guess what, buddy? You're fired. I said it just like that. I mean, as ridiculous as it sounded, I sounded that ridiculous that night. You know what? You know what, buddy? You're fired. I mean, and this dude was pissed off about an hour. Man, what you talking about? I'm fired. I'm fired. I'm fired. Yeah, you're fired. I don't know. I'm gonna start doing that when I see them Andy Black Manosphere broadcast. I'm gonna leave a comment talking about you're fired, and then they ain't gonna even know what the fuck I'm talking about. They're gonna be calling their job and shit. Hey man, I'm sorry. Whatever I did, and then it just be some bullshit. Shoot. Sole provider speaks. What's going on? I'm still telling everybody about that interview that we did. Tell them to find it in my community tab. Courtney Woody, Kev. Long live the habitual line steppers. Long live. I have immense respect for you content creators. As a journalist, I work with reporters who are less brave, who refuse to truth tell, and risk what the black manosphere does. Thank you, Courtney Woody. You're a journalist. Oh, okay. Yeah, so hey, you got some work. You got that work, so all right. And I mean I appreciate the sentiment. You know, it's not I ain't gonna say it's not very often because like these content creators on their respective platforms be getting all kinds of props. And, you know, I see it. You know, sometimes I comment, but sometimes in those content creators on their channels I start commenting just to see if somebody will time me out for something they made about 5 years ago. But yeah, Courtney Woody, I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely appreciate it. But yeah, black manosphobia. So for those joining us, okay, let me remind you of the disclaimer that I put out. Constructive criticism is not what I'm talking about. Not constructive criticism. Some people have issues with the space that are legitimate. One of those gripes is the catch a flight niggas. So I do understand those gripes. And everything, I mean, everything, everyone is subject to some criticism, even if it's a pair of socks. You can criticize those socks, it's okay. You can criticize me. Some of those concerns and criticisms might actually be legit. You can criticize the black manosphere. You can, because it's your freedom to do so. And if anyone in the black manosphere has any problem with that, tough titty. If it's constructive criticism. So I do understand. I do understand that there are guys that are younger than us that frequent these spaces that maybe is looking for a little bit more life experience from the older guys. A couple of the older guys are off their motherfucking square. I can tell you some of the things that I've heard people say. If you think I'm off my square, hey, I don't know why we believe that, but okay, whatever. So yeah. And there, and let me go ahead and let me go into this one right here too, for those who are listening. Yeah, we got 38 people watching right now. And let's see how many likes we got. How many likes? Now, here's one thing that I would never deny. I got 41 likes. All right. Cool, cool, cool. But as a but if you haven't pressed like and you're watching, go ahead and hit the like button. Bad hombre, bitch ass nigga. Why? Because of George Floyd? Yeah, those words, man. Oh man, they kick me so in the nuts when they're on the internet. Oh, stop, please, man, dude. Like, dude, insults on the internet for real, man. I don't really care about them. Like, seriously, man, I've been called so much worse. What could be worse than bitch ass nigga? Yeah, but see, here, bad hombre. Here's the thing. I understand what trolling is. I do. Some folks don't. I might have a couple mods that don't have a full understanding of what trolling is, but I do understand that. So when I hear words like that on the internet, they do nothing to me. Now, until if you start to invade my personal life, then that's a whole different ball game. But words on the internet, oh, ouch, oh my God, they're hitting me. Oh, let me write an email to your parents. Like, go ahead, dude, knock yourself out. I said you need more subs and viewers. Hey, you know what? Hey, for the 41 people watching, hey, you know what? I'd rather have 40 people listening than 400 that are just there just because some mess is going on. So, nice try. For real. I would rather have 10 smart motherfuckers watching me than 2,000 dumb motherfuckers. Unless they're 2,000 dumb motherfuckers with super chats. No, I'm just playing. Like, everybody's valuable in some kind of way. So, I mean, if okay, like I always say, I never hate on anybody's hustle. And I even talked about the guy who has like 30K people watching on his lives. And, I've said this is like that guy, as much as people hate on him, have no reason to look at those haters at all. So I mean, hell, it is what it is. It is what it is. My audience is growing, believe it or not. And I do a lot of other stuff besides lives too, like edited videos. I have been really lazy with that lately because that's how life is sometimes. But hey, shit, I'm happy with what I have. I've always been that type of person. And like a lot of people have always hated that about me is that I never had a real need to be super materialistic or very superficial. Meaning that, I have a level of appreciation. Now, say for instance, with the 40 people watching, if I just started saying shit like, man, goddamn, why these folks, man, why they got all these people watching them? And then those 40 people are going to think that they're just chopped fucking liver. They're going to think that, hey, you know what? Kev don't appreciate us watching. Why the fuck should we watch Kev? So, bad hombre, like I said, I understand what a troll is. I've seen plenty of you guys. And quite frankly, I've spent too much time on you. See, no, don't. Hey, all y'all making comments and it's like, man, he's a troll. That's it, or she's a troll. You know. Okay, but anyway, let's get back on the topic. All right, weirdos. Let's talk about weirdos. Guys who use labels to disguise their own resentment. Like, I'll use a label that is very personal to myself. Black men being brutally honest with everyone. I mean, with your sensible black men, with your critically thinking black men and black women, you had weirdos passing through. And they would use their own resentment and their own hatred and their own self-doubt and lack of confidence, their whole incel way of doing things. And incel is a strong, like, I don't like the word incel because it came from that side. It's like, and then when we adopted the word, I was like, damn, we love using white boy words. But if I call anybody incel, it'll be those weirdos. They're the type that'll come in and they don't even call a woman by their name. First off, they'll call her a bitch. They'll call her a hoe. They'll visit the woman DMs. I hope you die, bitch. Fuck you and your kids. And they'll put it under the guise of being like a, let's say, for instance, a MGTOW. Now, I'm really careful what I say about the Ibmore camp. So I don't know if there were guys like that that passed through and tried to claim Ibmore. I mean, BGS could probably say something about that. But I know as far as the Facebook group and people who've tried to, I guess, socialize with me on social media, since people were calling me a black woman hater on Facebook. And the reason why they did that, because I don't put up with shit from any adult. If you're an adult and you had a temerity to come to a platform and say what you want to say, then I feel like that you should, you are old. You are owed the consequence. I don't give a damn if you are a woman. Words are words. As long as I don't physically threaten you or dox you or anything like that, I feel like we're cool. So they would come toward me like I agree with everything they had to say that was bad about black women. Now, bad don't necessarily mean false. So let me throw that out there. So if I agree with you, I agree with you. But if I didn't agree with you, I didn't mind telling you. Yet and still, I would be associated with those guys. The weirdos. There was even one weirdo that would drop my name every time they came on a post. Oh man, Kevin, the creator of the group, he don't play that shit. He don't damn suck up and simp for these females. Fuck you bitches. Hey man, look, for anybody. If you calling women bitches and hoes and you talking about they need to die and all that bullshit, don't do that in the name of Kev. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't want black women to die. It's almost as if it's okay. These are conversations. These are simply conversations. That's it. That's all they are. If I say some harsh things, it's probably because you said harsh things too. Like I said, like there were female members of the group when I first created it that called me a bitch every post. You a bitch, bitch nigga, you a bitch. Literally, literally. And a lot of black men be like, man, don't be taking that disrespect. I'm like, I'm not taking the disrespect. It's just that when certain things start to happen, they don't understand why they're happening. Then I will go back to referencing all those times I got called a bitch. Like I used to do little amusing things, like I used to shut off people posts, especially if we've had an altercation and I didn't give them a consequence. Then I'll come back like a week later and just shut off the post for no fucking reason. God damn it! This group is such a all these bitch ass niggas and the bitch and bitch and and then they'll go back and behaving how they behaved before that happened. Oh, I never really did anything for nothing. That fucker that's named after the Looney Tune character that's over there in that B1 space, he'll probably say it differently, but he says every fucking thing differently. Yeah, people like that motherfucker will always try to take credibility away from black men. That dude is the ultimate Highlander. There can be only one. There can be only one. Or there can be only me and the short people under me. Them motherfuckers are content creating like Greg Oden was to basketball. I mean, well, NBA. That's enough for me because I mean, if that person heard this, he would know exactly who I'm talking about. Screenshot. Yeah, stop fucking with the black manosphere. Anyway, yeah, it's hot as damn. I turned the heater up too high in this house. God damn. Damn, shit. Like, damn. So let me just look around. See, I don't know. Hopefully, ain't nobody in the next house or so playing that little Nas X video. Goddamn. I'll say this one thing about Lil Nas X. That motherfucker knew he was a one hit wonder, so he started doing all that bullshit with his sexuality. Give a fuck about that shit, man. I just don't watch it. And I wouldn't, and I'm a parent that wouldn't expose my child to it either. So, just in case y'all wondering about that, I don't agree with none of it. But if he wants to sit up there and get slapped in the face by a bag of dicks in front of everybody, I mean, he has to have he has to understand what the consequences of that is. Hybrid Impact 83. He said, I cannot believe that black man, dude. Yeah, you're pretty new to the space. Man, they call black men everything, man. It's like they call black men everything. That's like, and a lot of that right there is rooted from like the black manosphere hatred. Like it, not a lot of it's rooted. A lot now it's rooted from WS, but as far as the space and the black space of YouTube, um, that black manosphere hatred, they'll call us everything. They call us conquered. They'll call us defeated. They'll call us old. They'll call us broke. Call us gay. Call us pedo. Call us everything. So, I mean, me being called a bitch on the internet isn't the worst thing in the world. It's just not because deep down at the end of the day, I know I'm a grown ass man. It's like, I don't understand what, and black women calling black men bitches, you know, they call black men bitches who they know they can get away with that shit with because they know deep down you're a good guy and they know you're not going to hit them. A lot of the dude, like a few dudes in this space, they have said things like if we start beating these bitches, or if they start getting killed, then that's the only way they start realizing the error of their ways. Now, I don't endorse violence against anybody. I don't. I don't endorse violence against women. But say for a situation like where there's this group of people, there's the men and the women. If the women only even thought about getting out of pocket, there was some kind of bad consequence. Do you think those women would get out of pocket? I'm not suggesting that black women have to go through that. I'm not suggesting that at all. But like honestly, you're gonna get a gentler opinion from the black manosphere. That's why you think that a lot of these females are in this space that feel comfortable about being in the space because we want to talk. It's like if there's going to be a communita, to me, communita means black men, black women, black children. Some of us want it. Others of us don't care. Say, hey, you know what? Just live your life. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I respect all of it. But the disrespect for some of it is what I don't understand, especially the positive stuff. Like, why would you be against anyone wanting a family dynamic? Why would you be against anybody that wants to have a family or kind of a community type environment, a village type of environment? Why would you be against that? Why would you be against the black manosphere people who say that stuff? Why would you be against any positivity? Why would you be against any of it? Positivity isn't going to harm anyone. I know that. I know that
content creators who are positive, who try to, like super positive content creators. I mean, I I'm not I'm not knocking them when I say this, and I know a couple, but their viewerships aren't very large because people gravitate toward controversy and negativity. And I really hate it for the positive content creators. I know a couple of them. They don't. It's not that they don't get very many views. It's just that someone who is extremely more negative than them getting views, and they're not. You can't really say anything too much about it. And to tell you the honest truth, oh fuck, I ain't, I messed up. To be brutally honest, it's just they're just like any other content creator. They have to step their game up. I used to, as negative as Bad Hombre was being earlier, and like I said, I can understand what a troll is. I can tell you this: I used to hate when people used to come to the channel, not in the chat, but on the panel, and would say, I say something to the effect of, "I don't understand why they not watching. More people aren't watching you." I'm like, damn. It's like, to me, that's discounting the people who are watching. That's discounting the people. That's discounting the people who are watching. Like okay, the audience will grow. I'm not worried about all of that shit. But you ain't got to come here and say, "Hey man, ain't nobody watching you." Goddamn, like shit. People are watching, whether they're watching me live or they're watching the replay. I got good replay value. I like my replay value. And I'm sure when more eyes are on the channel, they'll subscribe too. And if they feel like sitting through live broadcasts like the people watching right now, then they very well will. So as much as like, if a person hating on this channel coming through as a person that's trying to say, trying to throw a pity party, so to think that that's going to be get me more viewership or something like that, that I don't feel like that's going to work. Oh, there it is again, that word feel. She'd feelings. But still, I feel that way, goddamn. I mean, it's like this. It's like this. Let this channel and any channel, and basically the Black Manosphere, let us, let me have my growing pains. Let me have my growing pains. Because that's going to make me a better content creator in the long run. To try things, to see what's effective, to see what's not effective, to see what's good for this channel, to see things that don't work for this channel. And I've done a couple things that haven't worked for this channel, but I've done a lot of things that work for this channel too. And I would say that for any content creator, just be a little consistent. Now, this channel is like basically the product, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm gonna be dissing myself. This channel right here is the product of lazy consistency. Yeah, like the first year of this channel, I was a lazy content creator. Lazy as in, not that I didn't have the time to do things, it's just that there would be 2 or 3 weeks without me dropping anything. A lot of those weeks in my first year, it would be like I would have periods like that, but then I would like, and then this is like when I was under 200 subs. Like I would gain like 5, 6 subs when I took breaks like that, which was a telltale sign of maybe I'm not wasting my time a little bit. Maybe I should start doing a little bit more content. Maybe I should start showing a little bit more of my personality, something like that. And that's really all it takes. I'm discovering, and I'm still trying new things. So it's that's just what it is. Oh, Babe Blotter News, what's going on? Babe Blotter News, Killer Cam, what's up? What is up to all of you guys? All right, Hybrid Impact 83. Yeah, I see you down there, Roger. Okay. Uh, the Roger report is in the building. And by the way, I'm sure most of you know Roger. But all right, Hybrid Impact 83. Black men have to stop talking to black women that disrespect them. If a black woman ever called me the B word, I'm kicking her out of my house. If I'm at her place, I'm leaving and cutting her off. Now, I have been in a relationship where a woman called me a B word, and I don't know. I think I just fucked her harder that night. But yeah, I let her know right then and there. Hell no, you ain't be calling me no bitch. This ain't no fucking reality show. Like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Shit. But you're right. I mean, black men, like that term Roger came up with. We got to learn to be ruthless, nice guys. You don't have to cuss them out. You ain't got to hit them, but you can cut them bitches off. And Hybrid Impact 83, yeah, I don't blame you one bit. Like what you just said has some truth to it. Black men need to stop tolerating disrespect from these females and just cut their asses off. Cut their asses off. Leave them out there to dry. Like, I'm doing everything I can to teach my kid, and with the help of her mother, not to be that way toward black men. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's more me than her mother. Her mother has to teach her how to be a lady, but me personally, I know I have to set the example as her father, but I just don't want her to, run into a situation if I'm not there and there's a dude that is way less of a gentleman than I am. So I mean, it's not like a it's not like a blame the victim thing. It's just that let me ask y'all a question. Would you rather a woman be smarter and not get herself into dumb shit? Or would you just wait till after the fact to shame the motherfucker that did it to her? Because once it's done, it's done. All right. Okay. So back to the topic, black manos-phobia. All right, guys. Time is your chance to drop it. So yeah, cause I got hit yesterday as soon as I went on yesterday, and I went on for a very short time with a certain content creator's name, and I had an opinion about him. Hybrid Impact 83. I'll get back to that in a second, but yeah, absolutely. Hybrid Impact 83. An ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. And yeah, what I said about this content creator is that, I did, okay, make your content on what you want, but if you're full of shit, you just full of shit. That's all there is to it. If you're full of shit, you're full of shit. And, if you don't think you're full of shit, you think I'm lying, come try to convince me that you ain't full of shit. But we are nearing the 2 hour mark. So we got 40 watching, and I got 46 likes, and I got, oh yeah, one dislike. All right. I cannot wait to get a soundboard. I know that there are other content creators in the Black Manosphere that have soundboards. Shoot, I might have to check out a couple of DJ Kuda's videos talking about, how to, improve your sound capabilities and such. I think that's useful stuff. And check out DJ Kuda's channel, by the way. I mean, it's useful content, and he runs panels that usually they I think he runs overnight panels over there. So yeah, like I said, check out DJ Kuda. Hit the subscribe button. But he has a lot of lot of advice on how to make your sound better. So you can have a much more clear presentation to your audience. Oh yeah, and Hybrid Impact 83. Okay, that's a sound effect from a bigger content creator. Yeah, I've checked him out a few times too. Solo TV 84. Yeah, and I know I mentioned something about a lot of people don't like to promote other content creators because the emphasis should be on the content creator that you're watching. And I feel like you're giving me adequate emphasis. So I'm not offended, or I don't have any kind of insecurities about that. But yeah. All right, Babe Blotter News. Old Coffee said, "Hey," and he quotes this question for some reason. Why? Why? I'll just read it. What y'all think about Melody Holt from Love and Marriage Huntsville doing her husband through their divorce? She's doing everything to get under his skin instead of moving on. All right. Well, I guess that's for y'all in the chat because I have no idea who that is. So, but I think Killer Cam knows. He said, "Bay Blotter News, I know, right? But these guys don't know about this show, I think." Oh, okay. Well, he just clarified what I just said. But yeah, I guess that's something you and Killer Cam can talk about. Like yeah, I just got through saying that. Uh, I just got through saying that that question probably more for the chat than for me. But DGS it more. He said that is called normal. Well, Roger at? Hey, he talking about drop the link. Roger ain't came up here yet. He probably got a phone call. Roger's a mover and a shaker. If you don't know that, you know. Yeah. But tonight's broadcast is Black Manos-phobia, and how dumb the haters sound. Uh, if we want to start to solve a couple of these problems that we may be experiencing, or I don't know. Sometimes I guess you have to let the haters go ahead and just say whatever the fuck they want to say because there's this saying: bad publicity is still publicity. And oh, there he is. He must have heard me talking about him or some shit like that. What up, Roger?
What's
Long
going on?
Long live the habitual line steppers. Now, this is the Roger Report. He has the greatest, he has the best show on social media Monday through Friday morning. So check him out on at the Roger Report. He also has the Roger Report live and the Roger Report 3 on my list of channels. On when you go to my YouTube page, I have all the channels of the habitual line steppers on that one little. So just subscribe to all of them. Just do that. Look at that. Subscribe to all of them and stay in the loop with the habitual line steppers. But what's up,
What's
Roger?
what's happening, man? Yeah, I did get distracted for a second. We talked about a slight problem off air that I just found out that still isn't cleared up. So I'm gonna jump on here for a little while, then I'm gonna go back to clearing that up. You ain't gotta make no mentions on there, but that's what the holdup was.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. And I totally get that. Per our conversation, yeah, yeah. Get that shit taken care of. And I mean, like, it's nothing. It's nothing for the audience, for the listeners, the viewers. It's nothing life threatening. It's just that it'll present somewhat of a big inconvenience, I would say.
yeah, that's a good way to frame it. A big inconvenience, and I don't like to be inconvenienced
Yeah,
unnecessarily.
Oh yeah.
uh, but you got definitely got an interesting topic, and shout out to everybody out there in the chat. Shout out to the BGS for sure. Um, and man, I mean, it is a lot of people out there that be hating on the Black Manosphere, and it's like, man, can you do some content that's about something? Why you hating on the Black Manosphere? But it does tell me the Black Manosphere is working, because I think all the hating is coming from we are disrupting people being able to freely take advantage of black men, because the more the Black manosphere grows, the more people who hear what we're saying, the more the reach is, the further the impact is. There's people who've been trying to take advantage of brothers, and they're finding it more and more difficult to take advantage of brothers, so therefore they have a problem with it. Now, when it comes to folks with that pedo stuff, though, I'm just tell you real talk. You know what I'm saying? After thinking about this, and believe I mentioned on your show before, after doing some thinking about this and realizing that my sophomore year of high school is when I found out that grown men would sleep with girls that were still in high school. Well, some of those girls they don't really care about pedophilia like that, because they participated in it, and if they daughters participated in it, it's like she's just doing the same thing I did. Okay, what regardless of how most of us are gonna say we feel about it, this is just a real thing. Plus, if the daughters are getting something out of it, meaning the guy who's buying them shoes or clothes or whatever the case is, that's just less for a mother to do. So I think a lot of single mothers don't have a problem with pedophilia. That's just my personal perception. And then you got a lot of guys who who was that guy. Because when I was, like I said, when I was in high school and I found out sophomore year that type of stuff went down, where it was guys who participated in it. So if people are coming up with these pedophile type accusations, there's no reason to come up with it, like it's just coming out of their mouth, but there's no evidence of it, there's no reason even to go down in that direction. We at some point in time we got to realize the people who was doing this stuff. Now, for me, it was years ago because this was in the '90s. But I get that there were people doing it, and those people are cool with that type of stuff. And a lot of times we see people based on ourself instead of seeing them for who they really are. So the fact that they accuse people like that, I'm just gonna have to accept that those are probably people who were involved in it. So it's like you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend that's cheating, but if the boyfriend's cheating, he always accusing the girlfriend of cheating, even though she ain't. Or the girlfriend was cheating, so she always is accusing the boyfriend, but he ain't. I think it's probably one of those type of things. They accuse people of being pedophiles because they probably participated in it at some point and they was fine with it. So they pushing it off on other people.
Yeah, yeah, that would be called projection. I mean, yeah, sometimes some people have this demented way of trying to vindicate a situation that, yeah, they might have been a part of. You know what I'm saying? Like I, I don't, I don't. People know that saying shit like that could get someone destroyed. So,
Well,
in order for it has to be legitimate in order for somebody to throw it out there, or you're just being a malicious fool.
I mean, the way I look at it, Kev, I mean, to who thinks about that type of stuff and just throws it out there like that? I'm just, what I'm saying, just not to, I'm not trying to make fun of nobody or whatever the case is, but like, who really has that type of stuff on their mind at the end of the day? Now, I could see it in the context of you're trying to tell a child you got to do this so people won't come in and try to bother you or whatever. Like, if you're in front of the kid, I get it. But we talking about some internet stuff and adult conversations and things like that. So who thinking about kids like that? Who has those type of thoughts? You know what I'm saying? It just, I don't see it coming up like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Outside of people just making accusations of people and they have no reason to even make the accusation. Like, in my regular everyday life, people don't think about pedophiles. You try to make sure your kids are secure so a pedophile can't get to them. But outside of that, like we're not having real conversations about pedophiles. We're not having, nobody wants to be accused of
These
something
niggas,
like that.
them niggas aren't serious. They're not serious. They're just trying to take somebody down with really egregious accusations. And let me confirm something that Matty Ghost said earlier. I was talking about the Donovan Sharp situation. Donovan Sharp's channel is back up. So for that person that's doing that, Donovan Sharp's channel got shut down broadcast. Okay, like, but yeah, back to what you were saying. Yeah, like it like I said, and like anyone would say, is like if you don't have solid evidence that this person has participated in any form of sexual deviancy, then what do I look like co-signing with
Yeah.
some shit like that? What does anyone look like co-signing with that except for a W supremacist?
Well, and don't get me wrong, I don't have an issue with people talking about it. Like, okay, we should talk about ways to prevent it. You know what I'm saying? People have gone through it, ways for them to get help and things like that. I totally get it in the context of a conversation about bettering the community. I totally get it. My thing is when you start just throwing accusals at people as if they participated in it and you have no real reason. Because when you just saying it about some person that the only way you know them is through the internet, like how do you come up with that idea if they didn't say something about they was doing something with a kid? If they never told you that, how did you get to that conclusion? At the end of the day, like how did you leapfrog to that? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot, even if you want to accuse a person of something, you got to go through a lot of different type of accusations in your mind of what you're going to even throw out there. So how did you jump that far to a person that you only know through the internet? You know what I'm saying? Now, some people may say, well, no, they ain't got none. I mean, I don't know everybody who said. I don't really care who said it at the end of the day. I just know you came up with that thought from somewhere. And to me, it's more likely that you have participated in that for a period of time, or you're participating in it now for you to just throw those type of accusations at people when there's nothing to correlate to that accusation.
Also, let me give you what my understanding of doxing is. Doxing is just basically putting up someone's personal information. Make publicly displaying someone's personal information. If I'm correct in saying that, say for instance, if you did find someone's mugshot, prison record, or you found their last name, you found out the name of their parents, and stuff like that. That's what my understanding of doxing is. So even if it's public information, even if you had to go through some channels to get the information so you could display it, that's still doxing. And that, to me, that shit is wrong, especially if you lose an exchange or a debate or to that person, or that person is just plain triggering to you.
Well,
Because, go ahead.
oh my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off. I didn't mean
No,
to
no,
cut
no,
you
no,
off.
no.
But
I was about done. You go ahead, talk. You
yeah,
came
now
off
I'm just
mic
gonna say, I get that people dox because doxing is a and people can view it however they want to view it, but doxing is just participating in white supremacy. Why do people dox? They try to dox to make people lose money at the end of the day. They're trying to affect them in their business, or they're trying to affect their income, whether it be from social media, whether it be some job that they happen to have, or some business that they own. They're trying to affect their income in a negative way. So doxing is just another form of white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? Being played out. They're trying to oppress somebody because they didn't like what they said. But a white supremacist is going to attack a black person. Well, really a black man at the end of the day, because when it comes down to it, white supremacy has pretty much been anti-black man. So yeah, yeah, people gonna dox you because they white supremacists, and that's just the way of it coming out. They may not have noticed that they're white supremacists when they was doxing somebody, but how do you do something like that where you're trying to do something to attack a person's income, and that person's black, yet you claiming you're not a white supremacist? That's one of the most white supremacist type things you could do. When white supremacy attack black people, you know what I'm saying? Usually it affects them financially. You know.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Doxing is to basically find out about this person's life so you can affect it in a negative way. Like, like I said, at the time I got doxxed, bitch got my wife's phone number and called her and told her all kinds of bullshit. So I said I fucked her and got her pregnant and all this other stuff. And sure I've told this story before, but I told her, I said, see you in 9 months, bitch. All this other stuff. But just the point is like you go through the trouble of that because you don't allow disrespect. Well, in my case, I did allow disrespect. I went to the stratosphere roasting that bitch, but but she decided that she wanted to affect and impact my life in a negative way. So that's just what it was. But it didn't work, fortunately. And I'm sure that they tried to call my job or whatever. I even called my boss that at the job I was working at the time, and I was like, "Look, somebody might try to call you and say that I've been doing all this shit on Facebook or some shit like that." He was like, "What? I don't care." It's like white dude. It's like I don't care about that. What did you do? I was like, "Let's just say I put some people in their place." It's like, all right, I don't care. Like, and like I said, the job I got now, you go into prison if you try to find out anything about me. So, shit, yeah, I think doxing is pretty weak. I think the only way that there is always a way you can get around doing something bad. The only way that you dox is if it's an immediate threat to your livelihood or your life. And you're trying to find, unless you got the underhanded balls to do that, and try to find a way out of it if there's no other alternative. But I'm probably giving y'all a movie situation anyway. But for what people get doxxed for in the space, there's no reason for that shit. You just want to destroy somebody.
Well, my thing is at the end of the day, that doxing is so you can try to it's for you it's just a way for you to exercise white supremacy and try to oppress a black man. At the end of the day, is always going to be attached to someone trying to attack you financially, and that's just what it comes down to at the end of the day. What has doxing that I've heard of always had in common? Somebody trying to get at somebody's income. So it's just a you're white supremacist, and now you got to find a way to oppress a nigga. That's all it comes down to at the end of the day. You know. Now, maybe some added goofy stuff in it, like you saying where somebody's saying some dumb stuff to your wife, but at the end of the day, they trying to find out some way to affect your income negatively. And last I checked, that's what white supremacists do.
Yeah.
And
All right, go ahead.
and doxing is very deliberate. It's not like you accidentally did it. That's a very deliberate act.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, shout out to NC Worker. Shout out to Rogish the Buildmonger. Petway Boy. Rogish does have a channel, and his comment will pretty much explain the direction it's going in. And yeah, he's going to focus on the development of young black boys, and that is something that is needed, especially with this single mom rate going around. And you're asking black men for leadership and mentorship of young boys, and there you go. That's one of the ways that can be done. Besides the young men, like the guy who opened up the school that destroyed Roland Martin. You know,
I
we
gotta get
need
in contact with that brother for real. I gotta
yeah,
get in contact with that
yeah,
brother.
because yeah, we need more brothers like that out there. And Rogish wants to make a big contribution to that. So definitely, I mean, for him for his channel, uh, you know, definitely get the word out. I mean, if you know some young men that are in need of some type of mentorship or direction, which I believe that's what encompasses the black manosphere, is the fact that we are trying to get black men overall to be better. And Rogish wants to focus on that at the earlier stages. So good luck to Rogish. He says his content debuts next month. So uh, good luck.
Shout out to Roche.
Yeah. So Chaos Reign, what's going on?
What's good? I'm Kev, man. What's good? What's good? I have to agree with Roger. Anytime a man or woman, but particularly for the sake of conversation, most women do it more than men. Last my check. I could be wrong. That when they go out the way to sit there, go ahead and find what's your actual name, your location, where you work, and all stuff, you are engaged in white supremacy. And that's where it boils down to. That's actually what it is. Because white supremacy is known to affect the lives and income of non-white people. And when you as a black person engage in that, you are participating in the same demise that you complain about. And you cannot be trusted. And mind you, a lot of people that do it anyway are very quiet, like to hide behind avatars, like to do some sneaky shit like that. They're not real people because they were really real in real life and they were confronted with people that they talk off the internet, they would get punched in their fucking face. Badly. You lose a teeth, a broken nose, etc. For doing
All right.
something like that. And no person should hold back if they had to do what they had to
Now,
do.
here, like here's the thing. It's just like it's just like having a gun. You know, a gun for some reason gives makes a mouse feel like a lion. That's the same way with the internet. You know, with the whole cowards that's hiding behind avatars that wouldn't dare say this to a person's face. Yeah, that's kind of the whole idea. If these people know that they're talking shit to you, that they are states apart from you, and it would be crazy for them to just hop in a car and spend 18 hours driving just to kick your ass. So people are going to say whatever the fuck they want to say as long as they know there's distance in between you. Now that one story I got where that dude found out that we were in the same city, I mean, which was hilarious. Um, these guys and Donnie can tell you from his own experiences that that these people that talk shit on the internet and just like, well, all this tough guy, I'm gonna beat your ass, I'm gonna kick your ass, even the death threats. Them motherfuckers ain't finna do that shit. Just think about it. If someone threatens your life on one of these panels, I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. Fuck you, man. I mean, and then you end up dead. Guess who's on number? Guess who's number one suspect? Niggas is stupid. You know, I don't deny that at all. I don't deny that at all. But you know what, Chaos Reign, what you just said, that's kind of the point. That's kind of the point. You know.
It is. Because let's be honest, a lot black people I have to conclude are very much cowards now more than ever because of the internet. And we all know that in real life they're not about that fucking life, to be fair honest. And taking the coward way out and doing some shit like that, yeah, you might feel comfortable and sleep well at night, but you're don't be comfortable for too long because if you're engaged in that behavior, doing that, it's gonna be a matter of time when the karma really hits you, and it's not always gonna be in the same form that you're not gonna like. And black people are known to be fair and karma. I don't give a fuck what they say, whether it's from another black person or a non-black person. It's coming one way or the other. You get me? Especially if you do something malicious in any form to hurt another person that's one of your own. Period.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like one day you riding high, you doxing, you ruining folks' lives. Next thing you know, you could be carrying a colostomy bag around, you know,
Mhm.
with excessive flow, and then you don't understand why life is so unfair, and then you think in reference back to the day where you were doxing people and ruining lives. It has its way of coming around, whether you like it or not. I mean, it's the and I mean like I'm not even saying that I believe in the concept of karma because I do believe some people do live like that without any consequence. But just think about it. It what goes around comes around.
Hmm.
Well, my thing is, it's not even just about the whole tough guy issue and having Avatar. That ain't really my thing. Who really cares about that part at the end of the day? The issue, the only thing that makes it an issue, you're trying to affect people's income in a negative way, the same way we would expect some white person to try to destroy your business, the same way we would expect some white person to besmirch your name, the same way we would expect some type of white person to lynch you from a tree if they could. You're trying to destroy black income. That's what it's really about. You know what I'm saying? The hand and I hit you in the mouth when I see you. All that's at the end of the day, that's just small change. At the end of the day, white supremacy is about destroying you financially so you cannot compete in a capitalist system. So if you're
Period.
gonna dock somebody, that's really what your goal is, and that's the part that really counts. You want to dox people so they cannot compete in a capitalist society.
End the
You
story.
know, yeah,
Except me.
all that tough guy stuff at the end of the day, that it may mean something in a moment or two. You know what I'm saying? Even Mike Tyson done lost the fight. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm gonna kick
but
your ass, nigga. I'm gonna kick your ass. Fuck your family, man. What you gonna do about it, nigga?
I mean, no, I mean, yeah,
I'm gonna
pe-
block
pe-
your ass, Bo. Get out of here.
yeah, people do that type of stuff. But my thing is, what really hurts the black community? Not making money, and
Yeah.
you're literally trying to stop a black person from making money.
Hmm.
So yeah, that it goes far beyond. I mean, yes, two people getting together and let's say one person knocked the other one out. Well, any man can knock out another man on any given day. You have a chance to hit him the right way. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And knocking somebody out don't even necessarily show an amount of tough. And a lot of people don't even know this simple stuff. A person getting knocked out is actually your body reacting to saving itself from feeling pain. You could hit somebody in a way that's extremely painful, so you'll go into a being knocked out, and that's just your body trying to avoid you having to suffer a lot of pain. It may not have nothing to do with the toughness of a person. You might hit them in a certain place that's already damaged, already been hurt, and so you think you tough because you knocked them out, but their body just responded to them not feeling pain. It may have zero to do with you.
Yeah, they said MTR was doxxed. Like, they tried to get him, but they said his company decided that it wasn't a big deal. So,
Well, more power to MTR. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear he powered right on past that. you
pardon,
know,
pardon his masculinity.
exactly. But my thing is that at the end of the day, black people got to stop tripping and stop running around here like white supremacists. And especially if you're gonna say something about you trying to be a representative for black people, a white supremacy should not be allowed if you're trying to represent black people.
But
Hmm.
the concept is you can be pro black and anti black, man.
No,
That's
no, there's no such thing.
No
That can
such
only be
thing.
in the mind of a white supremacist.
yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
That shit don't exist.
All right, so everybody who's watching, the topic for tonight is black manos-phobia and how dumb the haters sound. Okay, if you haven't pressed like on this video, go ahead and press like. Go ahead and
Mhm.
press dislike. Although I doubt that too many people dislike me. Yeah. So, but if you do, then hey, there's really nothing I can do about that anyway. I got 45 people watching. I got 56 likes. Thank you very much, and one dislike. So I mean, that's a special guy until it's two dislikes. So yeah, this another any given Sunday, and with me at this time is the Roger Report and Chaos Rain,
Yeah.
and the greatest chat on social media. So, alrighty, let me see. Uh, hmm. okay, we talked about the pedo stuff. I said something about the weirdo stuff. Basically, weirdos trying to use their own hatred and their own resentment and try to put it under the guise of things like the Black Manosphere or being brutally honest. Uh, yeah, I think I said something about simps, but we love picking on simps. We'll pick it on simps ever get old. I guess not. I mean, basically with Derek Jackson. Okay.
That
So,
man has taken much more beats for the past week, and now it's kind of died down a little bit. But
yeah, yeah. I mean, but he's not going to be at the same capacity he was before.
he
Team
has a way
Jackson.
that he's transitioned to a new market, pastor, preacher. Here we go.
Oh yeah, man. I remember one, and I'm not demonizing worship or anything like that. I'm not criticizing worship, but I remember when I was younger, somebody tried to get me to go to their church. They were saying I need to be saved and I need to speak in tongues and all this other shit and everything. So I went to the church and uh, people up there at the altar and stuff, they were babbling, and I guess they called it speaking in tongues. It did like I wish they would sell like if there was like social media back then and Facebook and all that, this video would have probably went viral and everybody would have been laughing at it and shit. But people just like speaking. I mean, and I'm not disrespecting anybody's belief. If you believe you're going up to the altar, you get hit with the Holy Ghost, and you start babbling out your mouth because you feel like it, then more power to you. If that gets you through every week and to the next Sunday, you go right ahead and do that. But I couldn't get into it. I could not buy into it. I just could not. And it's from the way that Derek Jackson was seen in the videos and his wife was seen in those videos and the
Mm-hmm.
kind of church that was. That is the path that Derek Jackson is going. But the
Mm-hmm.
church that I went to that time, the preacher used to be a pimp.
Why? Why that's not surprising? That shouldn't be surprised.
He used to be a pimp. And
Well,
his wife used to be like his bottom bitch. You know?
Mm-hmm.
wow. Well, I'm gonna say this when it come down to it. Me, I'm a person. I like church, love God, all that stuff. But God did tell folks there's gonna be a lot of people pretending they're attached to Him that will not be. So folks will have to learn the difference between those who actually represent God or just those who pretending that they're representing God. So I don't know about the church Derek Jackson goes to, but you know, heck, I done seen so many churches that I have a hard time figuring out how they represent God. So, I ain't gonna say
No,
nothing about that
there's
one, but
actual footage of his church. Like they the kind of people that be talking about, oh, this demon came in, they possessed you inside the Lord's house. Let's get this demon out, and then the lady just be in the middle of people standing in a circle, and she acting crazy and stuff. I want to kill you.
I'm not even I'm you know what I'm saying. I'm a person who believes that a person can be possessed, but I do know there's a lot of people who fake people being possessed and things like. It's a lot of stuff that I've seen that just don't look real based on what I've seen growing up and based on what I know about God. You know what I'm saying? So like, I've been around people faking. I just say that I've been I've been around folks that was faking, and I can tell they was faking.
Kind of remind me of
You
them
know.
videos. Kind of remind me of them videos where they had that karate master that he just wave his hand and then his students pretend to like fall down and shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey,
So
hey,
it's
Chaos Ray, you ever seen a video like that? Chat, y'all ever seen a video like that where a karate master be waving his hand and stuff, and then people be falling to the side and shit like he using his chi or
Hey,
something, like
hey, Kev.
like he Goku or somebody.
Well, Kev, if you could pull it up, if there's a scene, then tell him so people can refresh the
well,
memory.
I'm just gonna say this because you know what I'm saying. It's not my job to pass judgment on what's in anybody's heart. That's God's job. We just pass judgment on what they do, uh, based on what I understand. But I mean, when it comes down to it, folks better stop playing with God. If people think like, oh, People think like a person like a Hitler would have the worst kind of spot in hell. Finding people who was purposely misleading folks about God. I'm pretty sure Hitler, whatever Hitler's position is, gonna look a lot more comfortable than their position. You know what I'm saying? People better learn to stop playing with God. That's what I'm gonna say to that. But do it if you want to. It's your life. I don't recommend it at all, though.
Well, it looked like Derrick Jackson might be one of those guys, but I mean, for real, to me, it just looked ridiculous, and it was just like I was just saying. I mean, like I said, I wasn't saying anything about anyone's beliefs. I feel the way I feel, but at the same time, that shit that I was looking at was crazy.
No, I saw something on social media just last night where some girl was playing about being possessed. You know what I'm saying? Then my thing is like you play with that type of stuff, you might mess around and end up possessed for real. You know, and then what you gonna do? And being a possessed person is not a comfortable position to be in. You can lose a lot. My thing is I don't recommend people playing with God. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't gonna be serious about him, just leave him alone. You know. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, that's one thing that if you're going to, it that's one thing that you don't have to do. You don't have to shit on people who believe,
yeah,
and you don't have to be also you also don't have to be in the practice of.
What's up, YouTube? OG to be there, right? We're gonna be.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm just looking. Yeah, pardon me for a moment. I'm just looking at the looking for this video of these ridiculous martial arts.
yeah. Now take care of that little issue that I was having. Uh, at this juncture, like I'm gonna have to worry about that in a few hours, or maybe I have to do that in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, man, but no, that's something you probably go ahead and need to get taken care of. But
No.
I do
No,
understand,
no,
of
no,
course.
they make you after you do certain things, they make you hold and wait. So now it's like I gotta
Oh,
go
okay.
go through another waiting period trying to get rid of it. But we'll talk later about that off here. You know how that go.
Word, 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 word to your mother.
You talking about my mama? uh, yeah, yeah, but when it come down to it, man,
I
I
see.
have I have seen folks attacking the Black Manosphere, and you know what? I got to say that to a certain degree, we got to accept that it's because we're doing such a great job. At the end of the day, I think we're doing such a great job, so we get attention. You know,
And then that is awesome. All right, but anyway, I don't know. I think we've gone as probably as far as with this topic as I can go. There's only so much Black Manosphere hate you can shed a light on without actually pointing to the content creators, which I've tried not to do. I mean, I've thrown some hints. I say go check out my short broadcast last night. I mean, it's whatever on that, but it's something that needs to be addressed, and I think there needs to be a term that sticks to it. And I propose that we start calling it Black Manos-phobia. I mean, it's. Well, let me put this little makeshift definition up here again. Uh, so, what do y'all think? Black Manos-phobia: fear, resentment, and utter goddamn hatred for the Black Manosphere.
makes sense to me. Real talk, makes sense to me.
And I mean, like, and it's crazy, and as it sounds, and as made up as it is, the part that's even crazier is the people that spend all their time on, trying to take down, by a false flag and lying, doxing, simping, whatever you want to call it. So let's get into a closing statement. Chaos Rain, what you got to say?
Uh-huh.
Unless somebody else comes up, I'm gonna drop this link. I'm gonna drop. If someone else comes up, I'll give it about another 30 minutes, hour, whatever. If it gets interesting, if it
One
gets
question
great, awesome. What's going on, Chaos Rain?
I do want to ask: did you talk about the DMX situation?
Yeah, yeah, I did that at the very beginning of the broadcast. Pretty good portion of it.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah,
know,
go ahead.
I feel with him. Let's say God forbid that he died today or yesterday since the overdose, right? It makes me wonder that all the music he has done, the albums for the first 5 years, that no matter how people view DMX, one thing is evident that not only he put the East Coast back on map, but the music he put out is always gonna be forever. You get
Yeah,
me? And
yeah, and
that's and I remember it reminded me of the movie that he did 17 years ago called Never Die Alone. That
yeah.
you know,
You know what, Chaos Rain? You know what?
yeah.
I mentioned that film.
Mhm.
I mentioned that very film. I said if you were like really a true DMX fan, or you would know about this film, Never Die Alone. Yeah, he played a character named King David.
Mhm.
At the beginning of the film, you just see him drinking at a bar as he coming at a bar. Michael Ealy just like stabs the fuck out of him, and when he's in the emergency room dying, his life flashes before his eyes, and then you understand what a real piece of shit this he was. So what happened to him at the beginning of the movie was karma.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. David Arquette was in the movie. Michael Ealy was in the movie. There was a comedian that was in the film too, black comedian. She kind of had like the real low haircut, and she dyed her hair blonde. Kind of fat. I really hate to put it that way, but yeah, she is kind of fat. But she was the bartender in that film.
Mhm.
And like, yeah. The film like had David Arquette listening to tapes that King David was saying about his life. It was either tapes or he was reading some kind of journal or something. I think he was listening to. Was it tapes? Chaos Ring. So
The
that's
movie?
how. Yeah. So I was pretty wrong. Yeah, Never Die Alone. So I was wrong on the whole life flashing before his eyes thing. But I think
Mhm.
David Arquette found some tapes that King David was talking about his life, DMX's character.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was talk. Yeah, he was talking about his life, and yeah, it was like, yeah, the whole finding out who King David really was David Arquette listening to the tapes. So
Mhm.
yeah, I was wrong about that. Sorry to have misinformed people, but yeah, that but you brought up you brought up that movie for a reason. So
I brought it
did
up
you bring it up just to bring it up?
because it's a test.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a not just a projection of his life, but really truly DMX see himself that he can never die alone. You get me? So all the pain, the hurt that he put in his lyrics, where people consume and have appreciation, that's the things people should remember him by. You get me? Because when the first words come out was DMX, it's just some a real nigga that you could just relate and feel. You could feel his passion, his pain. You know what I'm saying? This is his
Yeah.
life. You know what I'm saying? This is
Yeah,
this.
he had a very difficult life though before he
Yeah.
became famous. Um, yeah, even the first producer that heard him rap, it like DMX was super late for that audition. When he spit, the guy, I mean, and I should know who this person is. The guy knew that DMX was special because like the intensity in his rap, and he said DMX kept going and kept going and kept going and kept going, and they knew that they could not do without this one particular guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I also explained that DMX was actually the gateway to me, kind of like in Jay Z, because I couldn't stand Jay Z until Money Cash Hoes came out. And
Really?
yeah, I couldn't stand. Like I just had like I just did not just liking too much to like the New York style. Guys, like when Jay Z first, like the first song I remember Jay Z on was on the first Nutty Professor movie soundtrack. He was on the song with Foxy Brown, and then I think he came out with Reasonable Doubt after that. And I mean, it was some Jay Z stuff that I was okay with, but I just never got into it and never was interested in in really taking Jay Z seriously as a rapper and an artist.
Mm.
But when Money Cash Holes came out, like I said, DMX was the gateway to me liking Jay Z because I liked the song because of the beat, the chorus, and DMX. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember
Uh,
that. What do you mean it
all
said?
right, guys. All
Oh,
right,
somebody
guys. Look
came
like
up.
this broadcast is going a little longer. Roguish, Roguish Sun is up here.
Hmm. Hey, Kev, before
Yeah.
Rogus,
So go ahead. Go ahead, Chaos Rain. Go ahead,
he
Chaos Rain. You got the floor.
goes like this: money, cash, and money, cash. Hoes like money, cash. That song.
Yeah, that song, Money Cash Hoes.
Okay, and that
That
was
was
off the second album, wasn't it?
that's wild.
No, that was In My Lifetime Volume 2, Jay Z.
Okay.
That was the only reason I got that CD was for that song. It was
Hmm.
none of the other songs.
Damn. None of them?
I mean, as I listened to the CD, it kind of grew on me a little bit, but it wasn't, yeah. I mean, Money Cash. How can you go wrong with Money Cash Holes? They even had a remix with Beanie Siegel in it, and I think they had took DMX out at that time, which kind of was like I didn't like the song quite as much,
Right.
but it was for the soundtrack to that movie, The Corruptor. I think The Corruptor was a Chow Yun Fat film, but yeah, that was In My Lifetime Volume 2. Yeah, it was a pretty good CD. I'll go ahead and admit that.
Yeah, volume one was better, but you know what I'm saying? I stopped being a fan of Hove after three. It's like, all right, dog, whatever.
Oh yeah, because I listened to three. Everybody had something bad to say about three, like
Yeah.
that.
The money thing just got too big. But I heard y'all talking about X. What the X pass?
No, X is in very, very bad condition. Like they say, it's not looking good. He's on life support from a drug overdose. Excuse me, he was in a vegetative state,
Oh fuck!
but
What
but I think he regained consciousness just for a moment.
what
But
drug?
man, it doesn't matter.
Heroin?
Whatever drug he's addicted to,
There
but
you
he was
go.
addicted.
It
Yeah,
ain't crack. Shit, crack give you pep, don't it?
well, when it's an overdose, though, who knows? It's an
Mm.
overdose. So, but I mean, I hope the brother make it through and get back right. And you know what I'm saying? Because I hate to see a brother just go down.
But he was one of the hardest though, for real. Like DMX, like there was a conversation about him versus Jay Z at one point. I'm truly convinced
It's always
if
been one.
yeah, I'm truly convinced if DMX didn't go on the beaten path and had to deal with this addiction and embarrassments time and time again, that he would have solidified being one of the greatest like a
What
long time ago.
you got to ask yourself who would have still been able to compete had Pac survived? Who been able to compete had Pac survived in the game right now?
What?
And Hove wouldn't have competed with Pac.
I didn't even know who Hove was while Pac was alive on some real
Facts,
talk. Uh,
facts.
the first I've ever heard of Hove was when Pac mentioned him on Hit 'Em Up.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Who's this nigga and why is he important?" But
He,
now,
he didn't mention Jay Z on Hit 'Em Up. He mentioned him on
yeah, he
Ball
did.
First.
No, he mentioned him on Hit
Yeah,
'Em Up too.
he been showing hit him up too.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, all
Yeah.
right.
yeah, he
Well,
mentioned him on Hit 'Em Up. But I was real talk. I just didn't know who Jay Z was at that time. But marketing and all that has something
oh
to do with.
yeah, he did. God damn, how did I not remember that?
Now, my point was Jay Z was not important at that particular point in time.
Right,
That was my first time hearing the Mob Deep, all that. Them
right.
them niggas was not important
Now
at
hold
all.
up. I ain't saying Pac is the best. I'm
No,
saying nobody had his buzz. Nobody had his influence.
exactly,
He was actually
exactly.
some check and balance for the culture.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to DMX, though, this is what I can say as a person who was heavily into music at that time. DMX was anticipated by me. I anticipated DMX. It was two niggas who was throwing out some verses on other people's stuff because I can't stand listening to the radio. I'm not saying I won't listen to it from time to time if I have to, but I can't stand listening to the radio. And I've always been this way because radio play too many commercials. So I love listening to CDs. And for me to hear you, you got to be doing your thing on somebody else's CD back in the day because we all had to go buy a CD.
Right.
DMX and Cannabis was throwing so many hard verses out there that I couldn't wait to get they CDs when it came out.
Yeah.
Now, Cannabis did good, really good for about one CD. But DMX, though, he put a few out there that was cold, and you know what I'm saying? That was,
Cannabis kind of went conscious, didn't he?
He being
Like,
conscious. His
I mean,
conscious
yeah,
was
he
young.
already was,
When he
you
went
know.
to the military, though, his shit just changed for the worse. It's like, damn, nigga, what the fuck is you? You know what I'm saying? Lieutenant in this bitch, nigga, super pro military shit. Nigga, get out of here, nigga. It's the United States, cuz. Really? Whatever. But he's probably still spit like a motherfucker. But this shit is just it's laced. Like you ever talk to somebody who was with like Herbalife or some shit or a motherfucker, they talk to a bitch that do something for Mary Kay, and it's like, damn, so y'all converted and shit. You know what I'm saying? Everything's about that. Like talking to a vegan and shit, a early vegan. And so yeah, that's how his shit is laced now. You know what I'm saying? Well, when he, after his first two, but damn, damn. You know what? If shit. That's not a good sign, man. That's not a good sign because look at how shit been going for hip hop. And usually when one of the greats like that, you know what I'm saying, transpasses is I don't know, Canada release some motherfucker that sound just like him or some shit, you know?
Hey, but many will argue that Cannabis actually bested LL Cool J.
Of course he
Many
did.
will.
Oh,
Rob already had that top.
unless you bought DMX CD. Because if you bought DMX CD on that limited edition, LL got him back, and he got him back nice. You know what I'm saying? Cannabis did a hell of a job. I'm not taking nothing away from that man because second round knockout was cold. He did his thing, but yeah, I was like, yeah, LL got him. I'm sorry. And the way he came at him, and the fact that he just threw in Mike Tyson and Wyclef too, just for the sake of, he totally didn't even have to mention them guys. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give that to LL. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Second round knockout, hell of a job. You know what I'm saying? It was like having Mike Tyson on the ropes back in the day. But
It
yeah,
was
bro.
the Hagler Hearns fight, the first round, cuz.
Yeah. And the way I looked at it, the fact that his reply was on a limited edition CD, LL knew he was so cold that he didn't have to really just put it out there. He put it on a limited edition CD. So only if you was one of the first people that got DMX when he first dropped, did you even get it. But the buzz was so cold and it was so tight that he knew it was gonna get around. So yeah, I got to still give it to LL. Even though second round knockout was a hell of a joint. Probably the best somebody ever came at LL. You know what I'm saying? With all the little battles he done had on wax. That probably was the best somebody really came at him with.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, because Cool Mo D didn't do the motherfucking job.
Well, Kumo D wasn't going for heads. He was trying to out intellect the
Hell no.
motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That was his thing. He was a toxic intellectual. You know what I mean?
The Wild Wild West. The Wild Wild West. No, that you couldn't put that up against LL Cool J.
Nah.
No. Hey, but okay, while my mind is on it. I have 61 likes. So thank you very much for the 61 likes. We got 44 watching. Likely one of those likes isn't yours. Press the like button or press the dislike button because guess what? I got 2 more dislikes. So that brings us to a total of 3. Now I'm feeling objectified by your male gaze.
What the fuck was that?
God, I wish I had a soundboard. I played that from my cell phone.
That was good. That was good. Was that Sam Jack?
You
Yeah.
know it.
Yep. At least 3 individuals out there is feeling objectified by my male gaze. Thank you. That does help the algorithm. So it's or they're suffering from a very severe case of black Manos-phobia.
Well, I mean, it's going to happen, dog. Look, look, y'all. Okay, so the whole thing is about was what it say. Y'all go off a red pill. Now I ain't no red pill about the whole relationship thing until I started interacting with space and everything. But the fact that you even have, you know what I'm saying, the general aspect of red pillism attached to the space, you know what I'm saying, truth, factuality, you know what I'm saying, evidence, you know what I'm saying, standing on something. I'm telling y'all, though, this out of all internet spaces, this space probably got carries the most light out of any space in the internet. Probably do. And when you shine that light on other other folks who, you know what I'm saying, live in motherfucking shadows and illusions, y'all heard a lot of shit, man. It's a lot of shit that's being disrupted by this space.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was that big a deal. You know what I mean? When I first started, you know, it's like, what's the big deal? You come out here, you present some truth, and you live your life. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I
Well,
didn't even know I was disrupting,
you ain't got the arrogance you supposed to have. I need this is the reason why a nigga a black supremacist, man. I'm a black supremacist off of default. Not because I effort to be, but shit, if motherfuckers show me that my potential is the main thing that they fit, bitch, I'm better. And my potential in anything you motherfuckers try to stop. Okay, well, shit, nigga, let's get this chip on this shoulder, cuz. Heavy chip, you know what I'm saying? Still walking strong with that bitch. So this is what happened, y'all know what happened when we go in the barber shop and brothers get the building? Imagine you did that shit constantly. Everybody just ain't finna talk shit the whole time. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have some people that's gonna involve, important information, things that help build, things that help grow. Somebody's gonna see that, okay, these are the skills that all these different individuals and various folks got from various backgrounds. What can we build? We instinctively start to build. So when you're building on perspectives of other people's illusions, and them people see you, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, fuck with my illusion. I'm comfortable here.
Hey,
Yeah,
Rogish.
yeah.
I know you're dropping some gems right now, but just want everybody to direct themselves to the screen right now. Yeah,
Oh yeah, nice one. I don't like this shit. I don't like that
I
shit.
don't like this shit at all. I just put up, I just put up a few anti-black manosphere talking points.
Yeah.
Some of the most prominent ones always, and I missed a few. I mean, these are just a few examples. But black men are conquered. Yeah. Kitten spear. They hate their moms. All they do is bash black women. You broke. That's y'all leader. Straight black men are the white men of black people.
That'll be.
In that space over there, down the street, they still mad at being rejected in high school. Is there anyone I missed? I'm sure I missed a lot of them. Like you must be LGBT is one of them. Is in the chat even. Just type just type ones you can come up with.
What the fuck is kitten sphere? What the fuck is that?
Well, there's a certain content creator who's a son of a bitch that pushes that word.
Okay.
But I won't say who the name of that content creator is because I don't want that motherfucker coming in like blah, 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 blah. Okay, I don't need that shit over here.
Gotcha,
So
kitten sphere. Okay. All right.
That's y'all leader. I'm sure you've heard that one quite a bit. They forcing leaders on us and shit. Hey, Roger.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what do you think of this meme right here? Anything that jumps out at you in particular?
It's hilarious. I'll just say it is hilarious. But this is true. These are this is stuff that people are saying that honestly I they're just not good content creators. That's what jumps out at me. These are people that are just not good content creators because you're attacking some section of people for saying the truth. What about them saying the truth is making you so mad that you have to, you know, come up with all this nonsense? You know what I'm saying? Like why is this bothering you so much, and why are you taking these shots at them?
Yeah.
It don't make no sense at the end of the day. This all loser talk. I'm gonna keep it real. It's loser talk. People say this stuff because they losers and they won't They just refuse to become a winner.
Yeah, straight from the motherfucker's mouth. So so
So, so they in this place over there down the street. They so mad at being rejected in high school. That's crazy. That's crazy. Rejected by who
This
in
is
high
probably all
school?
projection. This is pretty much projection stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because how can you hate the black manosphere but then love black people at the same time? And the black manosphere ain't did nothing but, you know what I'm saying? It's dropping a bunch of truth out there at the end of the day, and it's helping people. You know what I'm saying? People have people who were thinking about committing suicide has said they didn't do it because of the black manosphere. People have been
Mm.
helped as far as business relationships. People have been helped and encouraged into starting businesses. People have gotten their acts together. The black manosphere has provided so many testimonies on how black men have been helped. So why would you have a problem with it unless the problem is actually you?
no, you know what though? There may be a presentation of extenuating circumstances. And you know what? In a lot of these cases, you know what that extenuating circumstance is?
What's that?
Black manos-phobia.
Nice. Black Manos-phobia. All right. Hmm.
Yeah, straight
That's
from
exa-
the motherfucker's mouth.
that's
So is
exactly
anything
what it
else?
is.
So before I stop sharing the screen, does anything else jump out? Uh, I mean,
Let's see in
yeah,
the
I mean,
chat. In the chat, let's see. Stoic One says you're an incel. Perfect Timing Podcast says your butt hurt,
butt
or
hurt.
they ask
Who hurt you?
who hurt you. I done heard that one a lot. The whole who hurt you thing, and it's like
Oh
it's
yeah, they blotter. They must can't get a woman. Must have small. Must have small. I guess Dinkins. I guess you fill in the blank. He's a. They must have a small Dinkins. So
they must can't get a woman.
Well, you know what though, a lot of that shows that people are gynocratic. Because think about what they saying. Who hurt you? So they basically saying a man's ego can only move in the direction of a woman. Because if a woman can hurt a man in that manner, where what he does is now being directed by a woman, you basically agree that women should lead men. Or the whole thing about what's the other stuff they say? Um, well, all they do is bash black women. And of course, those are people who don't want nobody to say nothing about a black woman, which
Hmm.
means black women need you. Okay, what's here? Straight black men are the white men of black people. Yes, something that will a concept that was brought up by a gay man. So, what do gay men got to do with straight relationships? Looks a little funny to me. Uh,
Facts.
what else they got here? Black men are conquered. Where if black men are conquered, why are you concerned with what they're doing at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying? So if we conquered, you shouldn't even pay no attention to us. Kitten Spear, I know that's taking a shot at a content creator who's doing much better than you. You know what I'm saying? Whoever said that.
Mhm.
Because who is he not doing much better than? You know what I'm saying? Not a whole lot of people say they're doing better than that dude at the end of the day. They hate their moms. This comes from a person who don't respect their mother. You see what I'm saying? Because if you hear somebody saying something and you go to, you don't, they hate their moms, which is still going into female leadership. You see what I'm saying? So if your mom disagrees with your content, something is wrong. That's what that implies. So that does imply female leadership. So yeah, these are a bunch of women led niggas. Now don't get
Oh,
me wrong, you
definitely.
can be a woman led nigga if you want to at the end of the day. Because I'm pretty sure this is from various people. But if you are a woman led nigga, how can you talk to men and be taken seriously?
hey, you know what I get? You know what I get from this meme? Besides the anti-black manosphere talking point that I specifically put down there, is that motherfuckers be running their mouth.
Hmm.
So that's about it. That's about it. I just wanted to show that. I posted that about a week ago. I got 110 likes. So there could possibly be 110 people, maybe more, who haven't seen this that agree with this.
But
And
see, I was talking to my homie the other day. And he said you got to understand something. People will choose to avoid to listen to you speaking their truth, and in the aspect of Because this is the thing. It'd be different if the space was about bullshit, right? The space, it ain't about bullshit. So even if you disagree, you definitely have to be prone to listen because, you know what I'm saying, truth resonates. You know what I'm saying? Reality resonates. And a well presented reality resonates even more. Motherfucker, that's some human shit. You know what I'm talking about? So folks that's coming to the space and they're using those type of talking points against the space, they're deliberately not listening to the truth that is within it. Nobody's saying the space is 100% truth because you know what I'm saying? Just like anything, none is 100%. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, even the most cancerous killing thing ain't they only say about 99 at the most. They never say 100. So the thing is, though, what is the remainder of it? How many cats have been helped from the space? You know what I'm saying? Like, we really need to do a poll for cats to, you know, so just make some mention of how they've been helped and really get that out there. Cause I know I've been helped, you know what I'm saying, for the last shit, eight years fucking with y'all. I know a nigga just showed up on the scene, but you know what I'm saying, damn show, you know what I'm saying, been aware of the jewels being you know what I'm saying, put out there.
Man, it's no telling how powerful this space is. Because even before you knew about the space, there's no telling what you done came across that was because of the space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because your friend could have told you something 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago that really helped you out in life, and it could have came from this space. You just don't know that it did. You know, so the impact of this space, it can't be measured. But what can be seen is the fact that people are hating on the space and they ain't got no good reason to hate on the space, and then they call the names like calling folks the kitten spear and all. I mean, come on, bro. That's why are you hating on another brother? Because at the end, see, I know who that's about because I recognize the kitten part, so I know who that's about. And the thing is, dude done had a whole lot of success. So whoever said that, they just hating on a nigga at the end of the day. Stop hating and just do a better job. You know
Shit,
what
nigga,
I'm
stop hating and start imitating. Nigga, obviously, you
saying?
know what I'm saying? You have to win it. If it's a formula, just tweak it a little bit. You ain't gotta hate the motherfucker.
Yeah,
Shit. And
yeah,
if you a whole ass nigga, you gonna hate like that, I right, then steal anyway, motherfucker. Goddamn. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah.
mean, what the fuck? You don't know how to be an effective hater.
Exactly, exactly. And but my thing is like, why you got so much time in your hands that you would use your free time to hate on another nigga at the end of the day? That's what you do, spend your free time on? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Enjoy your life.
Yeah, you know what though? You know what though? You know what though? It's simping, simping. That's what it is. Uh, yeah,
Well put. Well motherfucker put.
yeah. I did give like some reasons why that would trigger black manos-phobia. One of those was like, excuse me, sudden increases in popularity for others, fatherlessness in the home, meaning that you perceive life through the eyes of your mama.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Nice one.
job shaming, the cause I'm mad doxing, and the simplest reason why this happens is simping, simping,
Simple.
You know what?
simping, simping.
I do want to know who is all these rich niggas that be job shaming. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm just trying to keep it real, man. Black folks been poor. We done been through slavery. We done been through Jim Crow and all this stuff. It was so much stuff trying to effectively keep black people poor as a whole. So who got making so much money that they can shame another nigga for doing any job? Like when did black people have so much money that working at fast food or any place else was too good for us? When did we have that type of bread?
A lot of cats probably tend to get caught. Well, you know that black people that they marry themselves to their class status. You know that they align themselves to it to the point to where you know it becomes identity. So you know it's like if you you meet a lot of folks from like New York or so, the way they introduce it's almost on some Japanese shit, right? They'll tell you somebody's you know saying name, and then they'll tell you what they do. It's like, all right,
Man,
wait, it's a motherfucking job, cuz, but what about the person?
right. Who are you? Do you know
Yeah,
who you are?
yeah,
you know, and my thing is nothing wrong with making a lot of money or anything like that. I'm proud of any man who get out there and get it and he figure out a way to get his bread on. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? My thing is like black people as a whole been poor. So like, are we supposed to as black people be like, don't take a job because that's beneath you? Like what when did we get that type of pride that we just because to me that's just an excuse to be lazy at the end of the day. That's how I really see that. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
My father told me that, you know what I'm saying, any job is better than no job. And once you get a job, it's easy to get another job because somebody willing to hire a person that has already proven that they can at least show up to work.
right.
So my thing is like, when did having a job turn into a bad thing? You got to be dumb as a brick to think having a job is bad. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not saying having a job is the best, but I can't say that it's bad because that helps you get your own business off the ground, or that helps you get into a better situation. It may give you the idea you need to do to create your own thing. But I ain't never seen having a job as a bad thing. I don't care what the job was, as long as it's paying, we good.
So let me ask you something. Could you gain success to the point to where it became, we'll say fluid for you, not necessarily easy, but fluid for you where you can navigate it, what I'm saying, pretty smoothly, to the point to where another's journey in that would be considered slow to you?
I mean, I mean, not. I don't think so. Based on what I don't think so because we all gotta have a starting point. And at the end of the day, like, you know what I'm saying, I don't think I'll ever be so successful that I'm gonna look down on somebody who hasn't reached a certain level because I'm not because having a job ain't the best, 100% best position because you have less control when you have a job to a certain degree.
Right.
So I'm not going to even say it's the best position, but this is my thing. If you want to learn something else, or you want to do something else, or meet other people, or even network with people where you can actually get your own business off the ground, more than likely you'll meet those people while working a job. You might have the best idea of your life if you actually work a job. You might actually invent something because of the job you worked and you found a way to improve the industry.
Yep.
So I don't get why having a job is bad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't want to go backwards, but you know, when did black people have that a bunch of money where you can just go to your uncle and be like, "Hey, look, give me about 3 million real quick. I'm about to, start my own thing." You know what I'm saying? And I'll probably get this back to you within 5 years. When was black people moving like that? You know, because I'm keeping it real because people say stuff about your job and I be like, why are you talking about somebody's job? I don't care what job you. I had two fast food jobs in my lifetime. You know what I'm saying? And it was plainly put, any job is better than no job. And I'm not saying everybody got to even start on a job. Nowadays, it's much easier to get a business off the ground, whatever the case is. Or if you have some great idea that's going to take you to another level, go ahead and use that. But if you come from slavery, you know what I'm saying, especially like myself, where both sides of your family come from slaves, I got poor people in my background. I ain't ashamed of the fact I got poor people in my background, but they push us to do better. And how
Right.
do you do better? Normally, you get a job and then you find a way to do something with that money to take you to another level. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? So all this, look at this nigga and look at where he worked. You was about a dumb nigga to me. You know what I'm saying? And the people who say it ain't like you run into some millionaires saying it. I don't. You know what I'm saying? The times that I've been around multimillionaires, they don't talk down on people with jobs. They really
Man,
don't.
be
Not
like,
at all. Not at all.
But
man,
it
be
be
like,
some broke niggas talking down on people with jobs. It be some broke niggas doing it. I will give you that all day long. But the times that I've been able to be around millionaires and actually speak to a millionaire face to face, person to person, like I know who they are and they actually know who I am. I ain't never heard them talking down on people's jobs. Now I've heard them say stuff to try to inspire people to do better, but I ain't never heard them talk down on people having a job. So that seems like something broke niggas do.
Yeah, yeah. Like they dox you and find a paying job. Like, man, y'all, hey, guess what, y'all? This nigga used to work at McDonald's. Yeah,
So
like
do
it's supposed
movie
to be so.
stars.
Yeah.
Shit, everybody got their wants, you know what I'm saying? Look, I always said, you know what I'm saying, if it's kind of good I ain't got kids because I, you know what I'm saying, I probably told them, drop out of school, get a job at a fast food place, become manager in a year, own a franchise in 3, you know what I'm saying? And then take your ass to college. You know what I'm saying? With about 2, 3 million in the bank, knowing, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more of what you wanted to do. The way that the world is set up now, I would have been working Taco Bell. I would have dropped out of 14, Taco Bell. By 23, 2 franchises, 3 to 5 million in the bank. And then, would have went to college for some old rich person shit. And enjoyed it a whole lot more, so as opposed to, what my mom did. Well, you gotta get a job. It's like what the fuck? That's the only thing that college is for. You don't even teach about the universe in the university. That shit is stupid.
All right. I got a super chat before you proceed, Roger. Sun is hot, raw. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. There's nothing wrong with having a job because everyone has to start from somewhere. A job should be used as a stepping stone to further success. So that's why I never job shame. All right.
That makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
A lot of sense being made there.
You know, I just hate the fact that broke niggas go around trying to job shame people who actually got enough gumption to get up and make some money. You know what I'm saying? Because I will never do that. I don't care how successful I get. I'm never going to shame somebody for working. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
if we cheer people on that do nothing, yet you would shame somebody who go to work. It's ridiculous. We cheer people on for being on welfare, yet you gonna talk about a nigga because he work at McDonald's.
Yo,
It's more.
can I say something about that? Let me say something about that, about job
Go ahead,
shaming.
Chaos Rain. Go
You
ahead.
know, it's funny since I mentioned Mr. Samuels. I remember one chick was on his IG live, and she appeared taking the government money, i.e., where some little check she get a month, week, wherever, and she went and took that money to get her hair and nails done. And Kevin asked her, "You don't work a job?" Said, "No, I'm not working right now. I have 2 kids, so." And you're taking money off taxpayers' money, and one thing you do with the money, you get your hair and nails done. And her excuse said, "Well, what you think? That's when I should keep myself up." He didn't really say you should keep up, but usually you're a bum right now, bitch. Normally, if you're gonna take the money, it should be for something more tangible and get your hair and nails done. You're leeching off the fucking system like that. You get me? With 2 kids.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how any of that is good. If it was up to me, those programs wouldn't even be available for people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see how they're helping people. I know some people say, well, I used it and I was able to help myself. No, I think people who not lazy will always find a way to help themselves, whatever their circumstance is. But
Mm-hmm.
from a general standpoint, I don't see them programs helping people.
No,
You'll never be able to.
it's never supposed to. It's supposed to make you extra dependent, Roger. That's why when they put it in as a incentive for a lot of people to be more lazy, dependent, and not just to do at least better. I mean,
But
if
that's
you're
the wrong
working to,
incentive. That like one of the
I mean,
incentives. One of the
no, but
incentives.
let me tell you something. If it keeps the black community at a certain stagnation, they will do it, and then one for they'll subsidize is this fucking bitch.
No, but the thing is, most of the motherfuckers who choose to stay on that shit is, what I'm saying, somewhat idiot, like I said, lazy, idiotic. You have that factor of, what I'm saying, society
Bro,
that's out there.
I
But
know one chick,
if they put the adequate
money.
incentive on the motherfucker, then it'll actually work. Like for the food stamp shit, they should make the motherfucking communities take part in a community garden or something.
Yep.
Bro,
Nigga,
I know one
Hello.
chick I talked to
Everybody's
that was
gone.
on
you're
that shit.
changing values and worth with that, but it's not
I
about that.
think.
It's about being attached to the state. Hence the ward of the state. They give you that shit so you become a permanent state ward.
Well,
I know
well, my
one
thing
chick,
is
and I know
no
hold on, let me
no
say this,
one's.
Roger. I know of another chick right now. I asked her why you don't work a job. She said one time she did, but she didn't like it, so she quit. And the reason why, because she's comfortable carrying and getting less than $1,000 check with room and board, like the little apartment in the center and all that shit, housing. She's comfortable with that. And she think that's the way to go. And I look at her and say, you in your motherfucking late 30s now. And you still off the state. You're fat as
Cause my
fuck.
little sister is of that exact same perspective and didn't
See
come
what
up
I'm
in that
talking about?
kind of household. So it was me, her, my brother, and my T Jones, my mom's, right? And she did not come up in no household to where you would rely on the motherfucking state to take care of your ass. My mom is from a whole bunch of hard working, damn near orphanage type motherfuckers in Muskogee, Oklahoma and shit. You know what I'm saying? Creek and shit. So them motherfuckers hard workers. Everything about the household was hard work. But what she chose, I think she's about 35 or something like that. She chose to get caught up in the, I think whatever the early stages of City Girls shit was. What was the early stages of that? Even before them chicks put that shit out. Who was the City Girl bitch back in 2001?
Uh, let's see. Lil Kim? No. Wait a minute. No, Lil Kim was just about fucking. She wasn't about. Oh well, she tried to beat niggas out too, but. You said 2001?
About 2001, 2002. Who was the City Girl bitch then?
Hmm.
Whoever it was, she got caught up in that bullshit and would display, things I see chicks doing now. But
What,
it's all
Kaya? My neck, my back.
ooh, yeah, you nailed the motherfucking head, nigga. All right, yeah, god damn.
What?
What you just said, brother? Wait, son, I just missed it. What you just said? Who's on what? What?
Apparently, I have the right answer. Kaya.
She's on the state?
She was he was talking about that was the original City Girl, Kaya.
Oh.
So
Well,
it's not an aspect of them being on the state. It's more of one who will lay up and try to be taken care of, as opposed to putting forth the effort that they know to take care
Oh, but
to
Bruce
take care of
Almighty.
themselves.
Bruce Almighty is closer to Bruce Almighty has a closer answer. He said Trina.
Trina, yeah.
You know
Yeah,
now.
yeah, she
You
was
know
on that. She
now.
was on that whole shit
Yeah, but
strong.
Son is hot raw. Thank you for the super chat. He said, I'd rather a man make an honest living working at McDonald's than potentially compromise himself running the streets making fast, undeclared income. And I can tell you, I've talked to quite a few gentlemen that says that lifestyle is really not worth it. That quick money will land you in prison. And it's like each one of them guys talk as if they wish they had those years, or if they had another chance, they would have taken another path.
But
Well, you ain't supposed to do street shit if you got smarts like that. Spend a little time, and then you get that corporate money. You know what I'm saying? It's harder to catch, motherfucker.
you know
You
what
know
though?
what I'm saying?
Real talk is my thing is like there's people who do it, and don't get me wrong, there's people who do it who make some real bread. I can at least understand it. But like for a nigga who do all that stuff in the streets and then you make regular money, it's like you an extra stupid nigga at the end of the day. Like if you can't get past 30, 40, 50,000 a year yourself and you doing it illegally, what's the point?
Fact.
I mean, what is the actual point? You got regular money like everybody else. You ain't stocking nothing up for the future. You ain't taking this risk to. So, well, I'm gonna buy this building by the time. Yeah, I might get caught and have to spend 20 years, but I'll be good on retire. Like you ain't doing nothing like that. Like you a stupid nigga at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not saying you're stupid just because you're doing it. What I'm saying is if you're doing it and you're not trying to get to the place where you making a 150 a year, 200 a year, so you can take that money and put it in other places and somehow wash it. If that's not your goal, what's the purpose? Because if your goal is I can go buy these shoes when I want, I can go buy these clothes when I want, I can go eat at this restaurant when I want, like that's what you taking a chance on your life for?
I mean, what you understand? Most of them cats they think that they being gangster when in all actuality, the ideology that they're supposed to go towards is mafia and organized criminality. But most of the motherfuckers, that dive in that shit, that's the number one thing that they lack: a proper organization of how they operate. You know.
Yeah. My thing is, bro, like if you're not gonna do it for real, why be dumb enough to do it at all? That's my thing.
Because
And
niggas give them social trophies for doing so.
yeah,
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Look, listen up. I gotta say this. Yeah, okay. Just breaking in once again to say, if you haven't hit the like, please hit the like button. I have 66 likes and now 2 dislikes instead of 3. So somebody
Hey.
got conscious and was like, "Man, I don't have no damn black manos-phobia. What you talking about? Those some other 2 niggas." And then he just like changes dislike to a like, or her or whoever. I mean, shit. There is recovery for you.
There
You
is a way.
just have to give it a chance.
Follow
Don't
the
you
way,
agree?
my brother. Follow the way.
Yes, don't you agree? The Roger Report.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, uh, the more people are getting upset, I feel that the more they can come to the light. Go and get that anger out your system because you realize the black manosphere is right. Accept what's being said, and then start moving accordingly. You be all right. You know,
Woosah.
you be all right.
Go ahead, make that adjustment.
Yeah.
Make that adjustment
I'm,
today.
s-
And
I'm
stop the blatant hate of the black
yeah.
manosphere
Ain't no point walking around all mad.
with
You
just
know
a
what I'm
$10 donation.
saying?
And a cup of water, and a cup of water and a telly sandwich.
Oh shit, that's a chill, man. Cause look, okay, but that's the thing. The fact that so many folks is hating on it, they're definitely paying attention. And I wonder how long someone who hate on it can pay attention to it, until it, what I'm saying, changes or alters their character or perspective of it a little bit. Because I mean, it'd be different if it was just rife with bullshit. It's not, and so what I'm saying. It, I don't know. The haters might be a really good thing. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't change a hater like that, then what I'm saying, them motherfuckers definitely probably become a mouthpiece. You know?
Hey. Also, getting back to let me go back to DMX for just a second. DMX asked a question that is asked quite often in this space, and I did mention this like at the beginning of the broadcast. And this question, like, is the subject of many broadcasts that go on here from week to week. And that question is, what do these bitches want from a nigga? What these bitches want from a nigga?
Oh, Joe. I actually had an upcoming show where I was going to use that for a title, but it's a very legitimate question. Very
Yeah.
legitimate question if you ask me anyway.
All right. Sun is hot raw. Thank you once again for the super chat. You are much appreciated. And thank you for supporting what we're doing over here, not only with black men being brutally honest, the habitual line steppers as well. And he says, unless you can clean that money, laundering, you can't buy anything of value, importance, property, business, etc., with undeclared tax dollars. That is correct. I mean, you be sitting up here like Walter White in a storage bin, laying in money like Scrooge McDuck.
For real.
You don't know where to put that shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You make $2 million a month? That bitch was mad at the motherfucker. Hey, bitch, I'm balling. What's up? Shit. Selling meth. Do meth sell like that though?
I don't know. Obviously, it did in that TV show.
I mean, you see the
That
motherfuckers
motherfucker,
on it. They own it.
Daryl Dixon in The Walking Dead ended up with a bag of it. I was like, how? Nigga, you in Alabama. Like, that motherfucker, Breaking Bad was in Arizona somewhere.
Yeah, but when you see the motherfuckers heavy on it, they look like zombies. I mean, like the first time I saw somebody on meth, I'm like, God damn, man, you got stung by a bunch of bees or something. You know what I'm saying? Just pick that shit.
No, but you know the little the little myth theory, right?
What's that?
that Breaking Bad did lead to The Walking Dead because of the meth, and it was so good and so pure. I was like, wow.
That's a good one. That's a
No,
good one.
but for real, with The Walking Dead, they said the zombie virus
Yeah.
that's in there has a extraterrestrial origin, and that's all they've said about it. Because they always
What?
had, yeah, for real, they said this shit came from aliens or
Oh
something.
God. Well, see,
Or it could have been a meteor that fell to the earth and had some kind of disease on it.
get the fuck. Look, man. I
Um,
remember when
it's
zombies
from outer
ate
space.
brains, dog. You know what I'm saying? Zombies ate brains because motherfucker was deep in some
But
occult shit. Yeah.
That George Romero shit though, man. I mean, and George Romero is
Yeah.
he is the definitive zombie genre guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we don't went to talk about zombies, the Black Manos-phobia, which is quite related because Black Manos-phobia people are just like zombies with that. But imagine instead of being mindless, you only have bad thoughts about black men, like the bootlicking butter biscuit ass thoughts.
Well,
Uh,
that's selective zombieism on their part then, because most of the motherfuckers that come in, they come in having to brandish intellect.
I mean,
So
pretty soon, man, with all these identities floating around, they might identify zombies anyway. I just don't feel like I'm thinking at all, so I'm a zombie. You know, I don't know, but anyway, shit. We are at the 3 hour and 23 minute mark in this broadcast. Shout out to Abuki Cabal, Shaka Nulu. I think I said something earlier. Killer Cam, Stoic One. People who are still here watching. Um, Thank you for your support of this channel, and long live the habitual line steppers.
long live.
Yes.
Long
So,
live.
all righty. So, Chaos Rain, what you doing down there, buddy?
Uh, yeah, I'm here. Yeah,
Yeah. Yes, you
uh,
are here. You are here.
yeah. I don't think I have anything else to say. I'm here just doing some editing, some video. So,
Oh, okay. All right. You edit. What editing tools do you use? Can you just give me one? I know you don't want to give away all your secrets.
well, besides YouTube Studio, I'm using this thing from Linux called Kading Live.
What is it called?
Kading Live.
Oh, okay.
But the one thing I originally use is Windows Media Player. That's the one it's not like editing, but it's like normally that's the format I usually made videos on.
Yeah.
But now I'm just using something else that was presented to me by tech brother Keep It Techie. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I've know who Keep It Tech is. He's usually in Shop Talk Live's
Keep It
chats.
Techie is very much a necessity in many space for black men. I commend that brother. He's doing great things, and I bring more power to him still. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Artisan. Artisan is a cool guy, but I run across Keep It Techie over there
Mm-hmm.
quite often. Yeah, but all right. One last thing. Do you think because of the apparent outside black manosphoria, it has caused like maybe some dissension among the rakes within the black manosphere? Is there some way that we could build up our own defenses? And they're going to be purely psychological because it's the internet. You can't see, smell, touch, or hear uh, the person because they're not in front of you. So what really this is at the end of the day is psychological warfare.
Oh, definitely.
Like,
Definitely.
I mean, you could say it's gender warfare or whatever. It needs a better name than that because there are men and women on both sides. So I would really say psychological warfare. I'm not saying that go along with that because psychological warfare covers a wide range of things. But as it relates to this space, I think it's closer to
that that's what's going on. It's like instead of this gender sexual frustration war or whatever. That's what
So,
I kind of call it. But at the end of the day, is purely psychological. Whoever folds first is going to be the loser. Like, and you could be a winner until the next person comes along and then fucks you up too. So
Well, I mean, the thing is, when black men do battle and the psychological warfare, we're doing battle for the family. Everybody else outside of this motherfucker thing, we're just doing it on behalf of black men. We're doing it, what I'm saying, for the family. But everybody else outside of here coming here representing themselves, not representing what's better for the overall family. So, in that regard, you're swinging a bigger stick. The sword is sharper. The spear is longer. You know what I'm saying? Your ballistics is better. Just right off the bat. And if your ballistics is better and all we're doing is chopping it up with one another most of the times and building. You know what I'm saying? Our shit don't really be directed to anyone in particular. Just things that we take issue with, of being disbalanced, you know what I'm saying, unequitable where it's supposed to be or whatever. And moving like that. So anybody that's presenting to the space, they either have to be adding on to the integrity of it that's already there, or that which they're adding is only meant to take away. And so the cats that are in the space actually doing that, it perhaps maybe, what I'm saying, they've never really been a part of the space like that. And then just been going along with, I don't know, with whatever plan or whatever they're seeking. But once it gained enough outside attention, all right, now they can connect on something that they're more aligned with. And so can gain an audience through there and still be a part of the space, you know what I'm saying, siphoning off of it. Because it's a lot more attention in this, and as Red Pill, Blue Pill said, attention is the new currency. So there's a lot of currency potential able to be attention currency potentially able to be developed within the space. If that ain't too verbose.
yeah, something is valuable when they constantly try to bring its value down, just off trying to use dubious tactics and such as slander and
Facts.
yeah, just all around being dumb as shit. Cause I don't take mercy upon any of these people. And let me throw out the disclaimer that I've thrown out throughout this entire broadcast. I'm not talking about constructive criticism. There are legitimate criticisms about the space. I do understand. There's going to be legitimate criticisms with just about everything. Like, say for instance, you get this Christmas gift, you get some fly ass socks, but you put them on and then like your feet start falling asleep because they so fucking tight. Then you can be like, look, these socks are fly as fuck, but they ain't made for my feet. I mean, it ain't necessarily mean that that person about to bust out crying because their
You don't
gift
love
got
them no
rejected.
more. You don't love them
Yeah,
no
you,
more.
oh, you hate me, man. I was gonna tell you, I'm about to accuse you of pedophilia, even though I don't have any evidence. You know, I mean, that's what it is. Just because there's something there to criticize does not mean that that comes from a place of hatred. You know, just what do you call that, Roger? Low value rage.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, if you recognize your value is low, and instead of doing something about it, you just get angry about it. That's what low value rage comes in. Because if you really felt you could do something about it, would you really waste time being angry and mad at other people for having a value that you obviously perceive their value as far more greater than yours, but you perceive yourself in a way that you cannot be valuable? 'Cause that's where it comes from at the end of the day. And I think I was blessed to grow up in a town I always throw the Michael Jordan thing out there because Michael Jordan was already so successful when I was a kid. And then I remember when Bill Gates became the richest man on earth, and he was worth 79 billion at the time. It's like, yeah, You know what I'm saying? Like to be the man, the man. I gotta be 79 billion. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I ain't never worried about being the man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna do what I can and accomplish what I can, and I'm gonna be good with wherever I am. But all this, I got to compare myself to what this nigga doing so I can beat him out. I'm not gonna feel good till I beat that person. Yeah, that ain't never been an issue for me because it was already a dude worth 79 billion. And I ain't got to the first bill. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't even concerned with being a man like that. You know what I'm saying? I just be me. Yeah. But niggas is
Uh,
out here hating hard. That's all I'm gonna say. Niggas is hating hard. But you know,
yes,
this is female led niggas at the end of the day, unfortunately.
yeah, they see the eyes through the lens of they mama. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, like life. I guess it's okay. I said that wrong, but anyway, it is time for final closing statements because I'm about to head to La La Land for a few hours. So anyway, guys, Chaos Rain,
Good
Rogish,
night.
Rod, who wants to go first?
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Chaos Rain, and good luck with your editing, sir. I'm sure you're a very talented young man. Uh,
Peace, peace, peace. Thanks for hospitality. Long live the habitual line steppers. I'm gonna leave off on what I left off on my last. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Curtain call. I'll holler at y'all later, man. Y'all be safe. Sleep well.
hey, Rogan, or Chaos Rain. Have y'all seen the Godzilla versus Kong yet?
Nah, I ain't seen it yet.
Okay, yeah, myself, and Roger, and Donnie, we're probably gonna do a review on it tomorrow, and I got a lot to say about that motherfucking film.
All right,
So,
Lot.
I'm gonna watch it because I don't
so,
mind spoilers. So you know, so I'm gonna
so,
watch
so,
it.
just tune in. I'll put the broadcast in the community
Okay.
tab, so you can tune in and then even offer up a subscription because the Black Manosphere. Okay, but I'll the Black Manosphere is not just about what the haters think it is. We're doing a diverse array of things. So yeah, the Black Manosphere is one of those. Like, there's our entertainment focused channel. So check us out over there. Like I said, I'm going to put that broadcast in the community tab for tomorrow. So just be on the lookout. So Roger, what's going on?
Man, I just want to say I appreciate coming to the panel. Appreciate the brothers on the panel. I appreciate Rogish. You know what I'm saying? You're working with the young men. Salute you for that, my brother.
Bless, bless.
And for all you haters out there, I mean, from a proverbial sense, just suck a dick at the end of the day. I mean, what, I mean, why would you waste your time hating on somebody when you could just be being better yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's like, I understand legitimate criticism. I'm never gonna jump on nobody as well for legitimate criticism, but some of this is just you playing hating at the end of the day, and you're projecting because you don't want to be a better individual. Period. That's just how you see it. You don't see yourself being able to improve your own situation, so you hating on the next nigga. Stop acting like a girl, please. Just, you know what I'm saying? Because you embarrass black men overall by doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because you are what they able to point when these niggas get emotional. These niggas act like girls. This is what you do when you start hating on folks. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got no legitimate reason to say something about them, stop with all the accusations. Stop trying to get everybody to follow you. If your message was that strong, people would. At the end of the day, the world didn't even follow Jesus. Okay, he was here. Sure, he had some people that followed him, but he only had 12 disciples, and one of them was a traitor. I just said this yesterday or the day before something. I said it recently. You know what I'm saying? But one of them people was a traitor. Okay, but the world didn't just start following Jesus. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? He was better than you. He was. There's no no doubt about it. He was better than you. So if the world didn't follow him, stop expecting the whole internet to follow you. Stop hating at the end of the day. Be a better content creator. But it's gonna be hard to be a better content creator if you hating on somebody else, because even though people don't really see it that way, don't think about it that way, when you spend your time hating on another nigga, you got they dick in your mouth at the end of the day. See, we
Ah,
people,
damn.
yeah, I mean, people say, when people say something too positive, oh, y'all, you got that nigga dick in your mouth. What's different when you a hater? Because you really spend time focused on this person that probably ain't even paying attention to you. Is that not having a dick in your mouth?
Yeah. Yeah. Pause, but yep.
I mean, if
Yep.
it ain't you looking at one up close, consider it.
Oh damn, that one going down in the book. There you go.
Yeah, but
Yeah, if you a hater, that means the nigga dick close to your eyesight. What the fuck?
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah,
Dick,
it's at least
motherfucker, dick,
God damn.
motherfucker, dickmatized and shit.
yeah, like
What
stop
the
hating on
fuck?
niggas at the end of the day. That's all I'm saying. And if somebody mad because I'm saying stop hating on a nigga, like what kind of nigga is you to get mad because I'm just saying stop hating on niggas? You know what I'm saying? Come on now, pull somebody's dick out your mouth. How about you create some better content so your content ain't about somebody you hate, and then maybe somebody will follow you. How
Yeah.
about that? You can't be that bad where won't nobody follow you. Do you really suck that bad? Because if you didn't, you wouldn't have to keep talking about somebody else. You
Shit,
know.
y'all need to treat it like it's the dojo. Everybody ain't finna be the black belt. Everybody ain't finna be the white belt. But you know what I'm saying? If they're in the space and they're supposed to be representing the space, so be representing the overall ideology, no matter what level, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, that they're at. But perhaps as I know Kevin would, the motherfuckers who you know what I'm saying, who are like that, perhaps there needs to be some type of space outing for them. Perhaps there needs to be some type of council created to, you know what I'm saying, out such a person from the space.
Well,
On
I'm
some
gonna say,
Jedi shit. You feel me?
no, I do feel you, and I'm gonna say this. At the end of the day, if you spend your time hating on other people, regardless of how you want to feel about it, that means you need them in order to be relevant. If you a content creator, the last thing you want to do is put yourself in position to need somebody else for you to be relevant. That's a bad decision as a content creator. Period. Just is. You know, never hit your future success on somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you don't use other people to help you become successful, but if you got to hit yourself to another person, that's not how you grow. That's not how you grow as a person. That's not how you grow as a man. Or even if you're a woman is doing, that's not how you grow as a woman. But it's definitely a good way to fail. It's definitely a good way to fail. So yeah, whether you like it or not, the people you hate on are greater than you, and you're betting that hating on them will bring you some level of success. So they might as well be your god at the end of the day.
Yep.
And I know a hater really hate to think about that the nigga that they hating on might as well be their god because you are worshiping them. Period. But I'll leave it right there. I think I said enough. Get that dick out your mouth. And if y'all, hey, check out my show tomorrow morning. You know what I'm saying? 9 a.m. The Raj Report. I'll see y'all there.
Word to your mother.
Sure.
All right. Now, here's the thing. If you got to seek, a little therapy here and there, go hire a psychologist, or, I mean, I don't know. Go get a prescription and go to your local pharmacy and say, I need one prescription for a life, you know, because I need help with my black Manos-phobia. What did, like, most of the guys over here do to y'all besides possibly make better content than you? Nothing. Nothing, because all we have done over here in the Black Manosphere and all Black Manosphere guys have done is just give their opinion. Now, if you're offended by those opinions, that must mean that something is missing in your real life that was applied to whatever triggered you. And to say that it's fair for you to make your assessments about the Manosphere, any sane Manosphere guy would understand that life is not fair, and there's no need for you to remind that person of that.
I think that a lot of this shit comes from a place of delusion and utter jealousy because of even if I was mentioning those aforementioned reasons as a joke, there is some merit to everything I did said. Okay, all right. Some of you just okay. When I say a sudden increase in popularity for others, some of y'all hate the fact that you think that KS's popularity is insurmountable, and then that you can't do that one day, which you, you never supposed to think of yourself in that light. You're always supposed to think like, hey, you know what? One day I'm gonna have 50,000 people watching me as opposed to his 30,000, even if it never happens, because even then, you're supposed to act the same way as if you got thousands of people watching you anyway, because that's the power of your influence. And
Right.
it may not work for all people such as that, but you got a chance and you're up here. You got anybody, even from the guy who got 10 subs on this channel, that person has a great chance. Fatherlessness in the home because, hey, you don't like black men telling you anything. It might be connected to you not having a dad. Not saying that having a mentor or some kind of father figure will still have you deficient, but the resentment for black male authority has to come from somewhere. And it's not, I mean, and you could even have a father in the house and he don't be worth a shit. That's still fatherlessness. So, I would say that that probably would be something like when these guys say that they come to the Black Manosphere for help or whatever, or they coming from Black Manosphere because you're only supposed to be dealing with a certain set of guys. Um, that's well and good because the Black Manosphere is one of the right places for that. But at the same time, I wouldn't come here looking for a father. Especially if you already have one. And if you don't have your father and you're here listening to a broadcast on any of these channels, that means you made it and you got a chance to act like something besides a piece of shit. So, job shaming, why the fuck would you ever do that? That does not make any goddamn sense. Uh, you know, uh, the cause I'm mad doxing. Yeah, you're pretty much essentially a part of WS, and maybe not an effective part of WS, which is pathetic within itself to join up with some bullshit and not do good at it. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine joining up with some bullshit that you believe in and it not work out because at the end of the day, it's bare bones. It's bullshit. So, I mean, ultimately, that hater shit doesn't work anyway. Because let me tell you something. I've seen some content creators go through some major embarrassments, and they're up and running the next day. That like everything is normal, everything is okay. That takes a hell of a lot of tenacity. And yeah,
Facts.
yeah, and when I say stuff like this, I'll say stuff like, "Please stop using Malcolm X as your way to shit on black men. Please stop doing that." Cause it's like all these little pro female quotes. I guarantee you, is like you can put 100 of these bitches together to equal even one of the woman that Malcolm X was talking about.
Well
So
put.
I mean, you can take that shit how you want to take it, but simping comes from a word that is simple, and if that's the case, you're a very simple-minded Negro that think that people can't get around that bullshit that you keep saying. Now, as for the Black Manosphere, these aren't a bunch of just dumb guys. They are very critically thinking minds. And the fact of the matter is, you stay in your little enclaves with your little bullshit because at the end of the day, if you try to come over to this space with that bullshit, you'll get ripped to pieces. It's like you're a fresh bloody piece of meat being dropped in a pool full of piranha. It's like you will be torn apart. You will be dissected. And I think that's what you hate about that because there's no way around it. You cannot go to an intelligent group of men and not expect to be ripped apart if you come with that stupid ass ghetto ass shit. Period. And and that's with the knowledge that every man in the black manosphere and woman is not on the same page, but it doesn't need to be. My suggestion is that one good time, we all unite and stamp out all the haters and start to deal with the problems that plague us that the black manosphere is known for discussing anyway. So you can shit on something useful all you want. It won't work. It's a waste of your time. And I would suggest to you that you put your energy into being successful instead of chasing down a group of guys and making them pay for the fact that you didn't have a good father or you were surrounded by people that didn't give you much of an influence in your life. Because that's what it boils down to. You did not have good influences in your life, so you have to ruin it for everyone else. You can go ahead and suck by yourself. I don't need this. It's like, because there are a few things that suck for me. I don't need your suckiness impacting me and the rest of everyone else. So that's pretty much it for tonight and another any given Sunday. Black Manos-phobia, I mean, it may be something that's small right now, but as the popularity of the black manosphere increases, and it's increasing at a very rapid rate. If you don't believe it, check out some of these trends on YouTube itself. How this content is now being visited by other content creators. So it's like you can say what you want to right now. I'm just trying to stop you from looking like a stupid piece of shit right now instead of much later on, which it could have a more damaging effect. So don't ever say Kev never tried to help you. Just go ahead and get rid of that black manophobia right now. But, I'm not in charge of your life. So anyway, this is Kev. This is black men being brutally honest. And yes, tonight, black men were brutally honest because that's what we're all about. And long live the habitual line steppers. Please stay silent during the playing of the outro, please. Y'all want to stick around after the show for a second? Yeah, cool. But long live the habitual line steppers and Kev we trust. See y'all next week.
Take care.